The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
20.
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Thanksgiving week Monday. Overreaction, November 20th, 2023. This program starts now.
Football!
It is crazy how fast time is flying this glorious football season. Shout out to Verizon being the presenting sponsor of this particular Overreaction Monday. And shout out to you for following along every single day as we get to cover the greatest sport on earth. Now, it is Thanksgiving week, and we can all say that although, you know, some of the things that have happened in our country's history are certainly suspect.
Sure.
And there were some very rude and bad decisions made at a time where I don't think anybody cared if they were terrible human beings, and there certainly were a lot of them. But Thanksgiving is a great holiday. You bring everybody around that you love and care about. You think upon life, about what you're grateful for, and you watch football.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is a football holiday, and we are incredibly honored that football is what everybody, even those who don't watch sports that are at the family Thanksgiving gathering, are forced to watch football from the beginning all the way to the end, and we got a great slate.
Oh,
Normally,
huge.
the Detroit Lions play on Thanksgiving, and it sucks for all of us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, that crappy team from Detroit's going to be on. Happy Thanksgiving! This is a good tradition. No more.
No more.
That's
No,
the
no.
brand
New
new Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers. Don't look now. Jordan Love might be a guy again.
Might be a guy.
Had a
again.
huge day yesterday. We'll dive into all of that. Jack Harlow playing at halftime. Then the commies, Sam Howell, he'll throw 14 picks straight.
easy.
He does not care. He'll Brett Favre all over a field against a team, the Dallas Cowboys, who have a plus 55 point differential over the last 2 weeks.
Jeez.
They just been
Pretty good. All over the
Just-
place.
Come here.
Get you one of these.
both sides.
Yeah.
Frank Reich.
Boy.
Frank Reich had a rough one yesterday after taking over the reins. He might go back to the cemetery.
The seminary.
Seminary is one of the super priesty stuff.
Yep.
He's going to need to find all the Lord that he can find after what has
bless
happened
Frank.
with the Colts last year
Yeah.
and what's happening with the Panthers this year. Love Frank Reich as a person. He was a coach for me. He's one taught me how to hand off and play action and everything when I was a third-string quarterback for the Colts back whenever Peyton Manning was our quarterback. But it does appear as if it is going absolutely terrible for him down in Carolina. They got a new quarterback that can't stand up because he gets hit every single play, and they look worse than they looked last year when allegedly they were tanking. I mean, it is bad scene, but the Cowboys just... We'll get to see him on Thanksgiving because Jerry Jones obviously does what Jerry Jones does. And then to wrap it up, the San Francisco 49ers, who are all the way back with what Brock Purdy has been doing now that Trent Williams and Debo are back on the field alongside of him, taking on a maybe led by Geno Smith Seattle Seahawks team, and their fan base is obviously going to show up for that one. It's going to be an incredible environment. So happy Thanksgiving week. This Overreaction Monday shall be absurd. A lot to react to. There's people that want people fired. We got tweets from all around the NFL that we'll dive into. We also have Adam Schefter breaking all the news.
Okay.
Yes.
Jay Glazer breaking a lot of news yesterday.
Yes, he
Always
did.
does.
Yeah.
On Kickoff Fox Sunday, we do football show.
Yep,
got it
exactly.
bolstered.
It's a kickoff show on Fox. They've been around for a long time. Great show. Jay Glazer's always firing out there. One half of the Talks table at Ty Schmidt. What does he sound like, Norman, whenever he gets going?
So yesterday he was basically saying like, hey, listen, I got a lot of scoops, okay? So I hope you haven't had ice cream in a while because I got 5, 6, 7 scoops for you guys early on Sunday morning.
And that's the thing about scoopage, too. It can always come in a plethora of ways. He's talking about coaches and players and everything. We'll ask Schefter about those and anything else that could have potentially popped off. And then we have a GOAT, Barry Sanders, joining us in the second hour.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, Barry! Obviously, we're going to chit-chat about what the Detroit Lions are now, which is the brand new Lions. Who are down how much? With how much left, Foxy?
2 scores with 3 minutes to go, Pat.
And what happened?
And we came back. Jared Goff scores a touchdown. Defense gets a stop. He scores another touchdown, and then Hutch seals the deal. Safety, Lions win. Sorry, Zito.
Yeah, Bears stink, obviously. Justin Fields looked a lot better than I think we have seen him play in a long time, so there's something to hold kind of your hat on. But if you're a fan of the Bears, you would assume that your team might have a little bit of grit. Boom, just gave that thing away at the end. Or did the Lions just decide to play like the Lions for the final 3 minutes as opposed to the rest of the game? Hutch's punt to celebrate that whole thing, awesome. Great face paint as well. Always. But the brand new Lions, congrats to them. Genuinely, congrats to the brand new Lions. And on the flip side, what do the Bears look like next year? What does Justin Fields' future look like? What does this guy's future look like as a man who might be wrecking shop in the NFC North for the next 10 years or so? That Lions have a much different feel. The Bears, what do they have going on? But Barry Sanders will join us to chit-chat about all of that. He has a documentary coming out on Amazon Prime called Bye Bye Barry. It'll debut on November 21st on Prime Video.
Okay.
Addressing, that's tomorrow, obviously. They are addressing his retirement.
What?
He's going over to London with his kids. I guess, is that where he went once he retired from the Lions? He moved to London to kind of get away from everything that was going on. He goes back over there, allegedly. They film with his kids. He tells a story to his kids about why he retires, dives into it deeper. There's also some news potentially leaking out of that thing. Like maybe Joe Montana wanted to go play with the Lions.
What?
So that he could play alongside Barry Sanders and Detroit Lions. Allegedly, we have not seen the clip. We have just only heard the rumblings from it. The Detroit Lions said, Joe Montana's way too old. We don't want him to be here.
Yikes.
So that news is allegedly coming out. All the good that's going on with the brand new Lions. It feels like we're about to learn about maybe the perfect game for the old Lions, which was the handling of Barry Sanders tomorrow.
I don't think any other franchise in any sport has disrespected their gods like the football gods like the Lions have. I mean, all this stuff we keep learning about Barry, and then you got Megatron and Bobby Lane back in the 50s. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense why we have sucked so bad, but now brand new Lions are here.
Yeah, we'll talk to Barry Sanders about it all.
Yeah.
You know,
hell yeah.
Sheila Fordham certainly running things a little bit differently than those of the past. Who was running the team probably whenever Barry Sanders was told?
I'm guessing it was Martha Ford. I know Martha was the one that had the Megatron deal. So
that was back when they were creating the Mustang and they were the cock of the walk. You know, they were like the brand new. You know, they could kind of do whatever they wanted back then.
Yeah.
We don't care about food. You see what we're doing with some metal over here?
Yeah,
we got 500 ponies under the hood. How many you got?
Come on.
None. That's what I thought. So a little bit more disrespect.
Yeah, once Martha left the building, everything changed. It's been awesome.
So we got to cover everything that's taking place, and then obviously Week 11 wraps up this evening with a Super Bowl matchup. A Super Bowl rematch as well. Both teams would be in the Super Bowl if it was AFC versus NFC right now with where they sit, with the way their records reflect. And this is one that we are so incredibly lucky for. We are so thankful for. And tonight is a night where we learn, We learn a lot. Like, are the Chiefs still the Chiefs? You know, because the Chiefs have a lot of question marks every other week. It's like, is this the team? Is this the team? Well, they're taking on a Super Bowl caliber team. We're going to be able to find out right now in Week 11 whether or not the Chiefs are ready or if they're going to have to get better towards the end. And how about the Eagles? They haven't been able to beat the Chiefs since I think Andy Reid left Philadelphia. So they haven't been able to do that for a long time. Are they able to get over the hump? Sirianni said he took his wife to a Broadway show this past bye week.
That's nice.
He took Andy Reid's word for it and said he went and did that. How will he be on the sideline? We assume electrifying. And is Taylor Swift going to be in attendance with her parents meeting the Kelseys?
Whoa.
Supposed to.
I hope so.
That's what we've been told. I'm sure they'll show it. It's a lot of good shit for us to dive into today, and we're incredibly thankful that you're here. The other half of the Talks the Table at Boston Connor, rocking a clean sloth shirt today.
Yeah, just a happy sloth. You know, no Patriots football yesterday. So yesterday was the first good Sunday I've had in quite some time. It was fun just kind of taking it in. All the other teams, having them screw up and not having to, think about all the terrible things that would be said about the Patriots today if they did. Touching on Thanksgiving real quick. People still get upset about Thanksgiving?
What are you talking about?
Is the whole idea around it with like the history and the bad things?
No.
John Smith brought everyone together.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just making sure because it's like there are some other countries.
No, there's certainly people that aren't happy. That's why anytime I bring it up, I have to do a full.
Yeah.
Listen, I am not on the side
Okay.
of a lot of decisions that were made. If we can just compress those, because wasn't around when I would like to think though that if I was there, I'd say, hey, this is bullshit.
But
I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have to acknowledge that it certainly happened. It did.
Sure.
Don't love it. Aren't happy about it.
No.
But we're here.
Yeah.
So I apologize about it. And since I'm here, I'm going to do Thanksgiving. It is going to be so good, too.
Yeah.
It is If you could concoct one that my particular body type likes, I like eating. I enjoy bullshitting.
Of course.
I like laughing.
Sure.
And I like football.
Yep.
So that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That is pretty much what Thanksgiving is.
Yep.
So I'm sure there is people that are upset, and we would like to let them know we get it. And we wish that we could have been alongside you in
1498.
We wish we could have been there.
Yeah.
It was
And
only
we would have handled it.
We would've.
We would have ran alongside of you.
That's right.
We hope.
Yes.
But we weren't there.
Yeah, and you know, there are other dates too.
1923, that's when Jimmy Johnson's going into the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. That was announced yesterday by Jerry Jones.
Excited about that.
December 30th, 1923, Jimmy Johnson going into the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. Congratulations to him.
You did it, Jimmy. Way to go, James.
A lot of people telling me, Pat, you're high, because I put a tweet out about that. And it was like, maybe, relax. But also, this is Jerry Jones' exact quote. Here's him yesterday on that NFL Fox Sunday kickoff We Do show.
Hell yeah.
But I will say this, it was magical the time we had together. And I want you to know something. On December the 30th of 1923, you're going in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor.
Yeah, way to go.
I hope it's 2023.
Jay's got a higher chair.
What did I say?
What I say? Well, you said about a century ago, boss man. But the whole thought of them kind of rekindling their relationship, moving forward. Maybe this will help turn the football gods around. And maybe Jerry's been thinking about this the last few weeks. That's why the Cowboys have been doing so well. But I like seeing anytime somebody's able to kind of bury the hatchet. Yeah. Joining us now is a man who's in the NFL for 9 years. Big brain. Called a game this weekend. Darius J. Butler, had a baby Darius. Those Ring of Honors, we all understand what they are. Yeah. They're like a museum for the team. Who needs to be remembered by this team? If everybody was to go on and pass away, another full generation comes in, knows nothing. Who are the people that have impacted this organization enough that they are commemorated on side of the stadium? In now conversations with the Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson's obviously deserved to be in there a long time ago. This has been Jerry holding up a little bit of a beef. They move on, they do it all. Great to see, D-Bud.
Love to see it. Good for the game. Good for the Cowboys. You saw it a few weeks ago. They met on the field, kind of had a conversation. You could tell, sometimes it's pride, it's ego, it's big personalities. But I'm a big fan of Jimmy Johnson, obviously, as a South Florida guy. Did some great things down with the Hurricanes and obviously did his thing with the Cowboys as well. So I love to see that happening.
Congrats, Jimmy.
Way to go, Jimmy.
Way to go, Jimmy. Let's talk about the game that you called yesterday. This guy was in the booth yesterday.
Yeah.
Here we go, D-Bud.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, doing a little color commentating, I believe, for the Chargers-Packers game. That was on ESPN Radio?
Yes, sir.
Had you ever done that before?
First time doing it. Obviously we did the MegaCast where we've been on the field together, and that was, it's a lot harder to call a game from the field. Much easier, I think, from the press box. Seeing it.
Good to know.
But,
that is good to know.
But it was radio, though, so that's tougher. So you got to paint that picture for people, obviously listening, not watching it. A little tougher, but ultimately I want to get on TV and call games, so I think doing radio would definitely help.
Yeah, I like that you wore the tie, the whole thing. People need to know that you were dressed up.
Yeah.
Whenever they hear your voice on ESPN Radio, you're going to look incredibly clean. You're going to respect not only the booth, but the place you're at.
Got to respect Lambeau. That's that. Come on now.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Jordan Love is the next guy. Is that what you saw from watching him in the booth yesterday? What is your feeling walking out of Lambeau?
Honestly, I really loved what I saw from Jordan Love, not only yesterday, but even on film. It wasn't great, the results, but you see on film, the first thing I look for at a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, is does he have confidence and conviction in what he's seeing and what he's doing? And he's like third in the league, top of the league now, because Deshaun Watson and Ryan Tannehill were above him with yards per attempt down the field. So he's throwing the ball down the field. He's trusting young guys. Got a lot of young guys around him. Offensive line actually doing a decent job this year. And yesterday was kind of his coming out party against this Chargers secondary. He threw for like 320, completed damn near 70% of his passes, made some big plays down the stretch. Went kind of hurry up for that Dobbs, that last go-ahead touchdown. Kind of caught him out of position. So I loved what I saw from Jordan Love yesterday. I think he could be the guy for sure.
Ty Schmidt, you guys get a big-time win over the Chargers, a win that led Brandon Staley to get a little bit snappy with reporters afterwards in his press conference. Head coach of the Chargers has obviously been somebody that a lot of us who speak into microphones every single day say, like, is this guy's job safe? Seems like he's starting to wonder the same exact thing.
We got to bring this group together and do it consistently, okay? And that's where it's at. So you can stop asking that question, okay? I'm going to be calling the defenses, okay?
Okay.
So we're clear. So you don't have to ask that again.
Yeah, you don't have to. Why don't you ask about Quentin Johnson dropping the ball in field goal?
How about that?
That's what he would go on to say something about execution and other stuff. Obviously, he's a bit fiery. Nobody likes losing a game. Did they lose that game? Did the Packers win it? Ty Schmidt, what are your optimism levels going out of that thing?
I think is a healthy mix of both. But it's one of those things where, this morning I'm back. Jordan Love's the guy, the future.
Here we go.
He
awesome.
is. And I think it was Dano who said it last week. Like, he really does have about 5 or 6 throws per game where it's like, holy shit, this guy is special. And then it's kind of the other stuff that leaves a little bit to be desired. But this was also the first game which he had that opportunity. The Packers get the ball back with, just
go back.
unbelievable.
Look at this. Rolling. This is the pro day workout.
Zach
Yes.
Ellison.
Boom.
Yeah.
In real life.
Throwing it in a bucket, reminding you of Rodgers a little bit, the way he kind of manipulates the pocket, moves around, throwing off platform, throwing cross body. But this is the first game. I mean, the Packers have had several opportunities this year where they get the ball with like under 4 minutes left, and it's kind of last possession, need to go down and score in order to win because they've lost a lot of close games. And he did what he had to do yesterday, punched it in. I mean, granted, the Chargers defense stinks. It does. There's no
And
two
they
ways
lose
about
both.
So bad.
Yeah, and they lose both. I think it might have been like the first or second snap of the game. But I think, we're again, the inconsistency is kind of something that drives you nuts because it feels like you watch that and it's like, well, why can't they do this every week? But they are incredibly young, and it does kind of feel like they're starting to gel a little bit more, and these young guys are starting to realize, like, oh, okay, I got to be that guy, like, when it matters. And Love, again, yesterday was a massive kind of, I think Debo's right. I think it was kind of, he had a coming out party earlier in the season, but yesterday it was really like, okay, throwing over 300 and 70% completion percentage. Like, he looked great.
Just got to see some consistency, I think. But he's young. Well,
Yeah.
he's old, but he is young. A lot of young quarterbacks playing right now. A lot of young quarterbacks right now. There's 9 backups starting at different places, maybe 10 depending upon what happens with Mac Jones and also what happens with the New York Jets going forward. But here's the young bucks that were just starting. C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, Aiden O'Connell, who has made some decisions and throws that say, like, yeah, the guy could be good, but then also misses Devontae a few times yesterday, and you go, hey, this guy might stink.
Tough.
Got a good mustache, plays well, has a lot of confidence. Did not expect him to be a legit NFL guy, but as you watch him play, it's like a guy might be an NFL quarterback. DTR gets a big-time win going against Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't do much. Hey, big defensive game there.
Yeah.
He was emotional, obviously. Congrats to him having success. Out of high school, he was supposed to be the next guy. Goes to UCLA, kind of, then he goes to Cleveland, dominates in the preseason. Now he gets an opportunity, beats the Steelers, although his stats aren't going to say he dominated. He gets a dub, gets out of there. Bryce Young in Carolina, mitigated disaster. Just the entire thing. And then the passing paisano, Tommy DeVito, goes for 3 tuds against the Washington Commanders to change draft position for the New York Giants going forward. It's a lot of young guys. It's a lot of backup quarterbacks. And primetime games have not lived up to the hype whenever it comes points-wise. Last night, congrats to Russell Wilson and Sean Payton.
They're doing it.
Way to go, boys. I thought the Vikings were going to win that one. I passed out, actually. Vikings were winning that game. I wake up this morning. Holy hell.
Wow.
Russ was cooking. I saw him doing a post-game interview, thanking Jesus. He was all the way back.
Yep.
The vibes were incredibly high. Talking about Cortland Sutton being his guy, looking like his guy, by the way. And then the whole Russell Wilson danger witch is all the way back, seemingly, in Denver. Defense is able to play a little bit better than they were at the beginning of the season. Josh Dobbs, I thought, had an opportunity to get a massive back-to-back wins with the Minnesota Vikings team, who I still have faith in. But instead, Russell Wilson and the Broncos get a big primetime win that they needed, I think, spiritually, emotionally, and even physically, probably with how they all kind of felt over there. But it's another under. Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys.
Yeah, 26-8 primetime unders on this season, and that touchdown was huge because they take the lead. Okay, but then there was a 2-point conversion. If they hit that 2-point conversion, the game goes over, and they also cover as well. They did not get the 2-point conversion, so it doesn't go over. The Vikings cover. Russ has looked great. Russ has realized if you throw it anywhere in Cortland Sutton's vicinity, he's going to come down with it.
Player.
Yeah. Has been. Was out, injuries a little bit last year and stuff like that. He's back. He's fully back. Russ is back. You talked about the defense being a little bit better. The defense
A lot bit better.
A lot better.
Yeah, congrats to all of them, too, because they were getting dumped on. Not only by points by the Dolphins, but by everybody saying, what happened? Vance Joseph, people were wondering if he even knew what football was because of how much talent they had with how they were performing. Let's go to Russell Wilson. There have been flashes all season. There have been a lot of stats all season saying Russell's back. You get a primetime win, though. I think you kind of maybe, I don't want to say 180 completely, but kind of steer the narrative back in your direction if you're Russell Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. And when Sean Payton went there, a lot of people expect to see, kind of that Drew Brees, old New Orleans Saints offense throwing the ball for 300 plus a game. But it's been, kind of old school. A lot of run game early, being safe with the ball almost. But last night he threw it down the field a couple times when he needed to. He was cooking when he needed to. Courtney Sutton obviously made some plays. Jerry Jeudy made some plays in the passing game as well. And you talked about it earlier defensively. Like, that I think it shows a lot of character with the team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Vance Joseph, you put up 70, like you said, everybody's shitting on you. Everybody wants you out of the building. And then they just completely turned it around. Big win against the Chiefs, big win last week, and now another comeback win tonight. McMillan, 4 turnovers since he's been in the lineup defensively in the last 3 games. So
don't look now. Broncos are 5-5.
Yeah, right in it.
Don't look now. In the AFC, there's a lot of 5-5.
Open.
You know what I mean? You can sneak in there. We all assume the Chiefs is the Chiefs in that particular division. That's going to be how it's going to be. But there's a lot of other spots in the playoffs. There's a lot of in the hunt. There's a lot of wild card looking. Even somebody that's 2-8 right now thinks that they potentially have a way into the playoffs.
Don't know about
Hey, this is NFL.com. Dirty is back, by the way.
Hey,
Dirty. Welcome back, Dirty. Dirty and his wife. Welcome to beautiful baby. He is back from paternity leave. We missed you, Dirty. We
missed you guys too.
How is it?
It's awesome, man. It's a lot of tired nights and a lot of blowouts so far, but it's all good, man. I'm loving it.
Hey, those first few weeks with baby.
Oh, yeah.
Sound fun.
I feel like he got a heads up, though, from all of us. Because it doesn't get chatted about by a lot of other people. Like, hey, those first 3 weeks, you're going to get tested.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Everything about you is going to get tested.
Yeah.
It is. Now, obviously, we have great respect for all special forces.
Yes.
But you're about to do life buds for those first 3 weeks. You're not going to be sleeping much. There's going to be a lot of anxiety and stress. You're thinking that something that you care for more than anything you've ever held before is dying every couple minutes whenever a new sound is made. And then obviously you and your wife or your significant other, you two are just learning how to do something together. So there's a lot of figuring out happening. So like critical decision making is taking place on no sleep in the middle of hell while yelling is happening. And you just met a new roommate that you're about to have for the next 18 years. It's a lot. Congrats, Dirty.
Hell yeah.
That made Dirty.
Thank you. Appreciate
Win
y'all.
yesterday, too.
Congrats, Dirty. Hell yeah. And the Rams.
Baby's first win, baby.
Yeah, and the Rams do their thing, even though Geno Smith came out.
He did.
Boom, boom, boom. And then last week I said, all you see Jason Myers do is make kicks. I said, I never see a guy miss. Never seen a guy miss.
I thought I heard that in my voice. As soon as he got, because they showed the sideline and all. The sideline thought he was going and everything. Damn it, Pat. You jinxed him.
Yeah, I thought of it. Yeah, as I was watching it, he's jogging out on the field. I'm like, this is a pretty far kick.
Uh-oh.
A lot of eyes going to be on this. A lot of eyes going to be on this particular kick. And that ball just, complete treason. That ball. Complete treason. It just said, I'm going to go this way. That guy normally just sends slingshots. The way he kicks it, he stays very on top of it. And it's like a slingshot just straight ahead. That one just, see you later. Why did I do that? You know why? My fault. It is my fault. Because I put out into the world, to the football gods, I reminded them that they never let this guy miss. You know, I told the football gods, like, hey, remember, I've never seen this guy, I think like 2 times.
This guy doesn't.
He does not miss it. The football gods are like, who's on him? And then they
Make sure.
need this son of a bitch to miss one.
Oh, perfect. Game-winning kick? Okay.
Now, let's go ahead and bring everybody back down there. So I do apologize for that. But big time win for the Rams for you out there.
Yeah.
Big time win for you. Stafford took a couple. Speaking of big time wins, the Buffalo Bills are back.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did to the Jets? I picked the Jets +7. I went through it.
You had to.
I picked the Jets +7. What the was I thinking?
I don't know.
This guy stinks. This Zach Wilson guy, he stinks at football.
Yeah.
Now listen, I understand that he's incredibly handsome. What's your problem? This guy sucks.
Yeah,
He
sure.
does, dude. I am.
No doubt.
I just usually hear you much more positive.
I know. I try
hard to
my
be.
best not to bury people. I do. I try my best. I will spin zone anything into but maybe watching this guy, you just think to yourself, He shouldn't be allowed in the NFL. And then you see like other people go in and play. Last year was Strevler and Flacco, who's now in the Cleveland Browns
Mike White
practice squad. Mike White, who they let go, remember? He signed a deal to go down to Miami or whatever. It's like they should have kept him around. When other people were in there, things happen. When he's in there, nothing happens. So it's like, at what point do you just say, hey, this guy who can't even jog on the field, far right.
Oh, boy.
This guy sucks.
That's tough.
I don't want to pile on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
No.
But I feel like we've been nice. We appreciate the Mormons.
Always.
Big time.
Big time.
LDS.
We have LDS. Yes. Yeah. Boom. We appreciate. BYU kept it close against Oklahoma.
They did.
Way to go. You guys are getting blown out. You guys kept it close.
They fought.
And I don't know if any more pro days are going to have what this had, but this guy he's tough to watch. I'm sick of watching him.
Yeah.
I'm sick of watching him. And I feel like we're following the Jets more, obviously, because Aaron's over there. But then you start thinking to yourself, like, Hackett, like, what the hell's going on there? And then you start thinking about, like, well, how is this guy still the guy? How is nobody else? You're like, Solid, what are you doing? Fresh shaved beard, by the way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We thought it looked good. The
too.
dyed.
Yeah,
Well, why'd you shave it? Jawline looks phenomenal.
Great.
And then you go all the way up to the top, and it's like, who's piecing the team together? It's a full-on what the is going on in the New York Jets organization, and this is what all the Jets fans were telling us as we were learning about their team going into the season. When we're like, all right, we're Jets fans now because Aaron's going over there, they're like, you don't want to do that.
Just wait.
I'm like, why? Why do you want to do that? Something terrible is going to happen. And 4 plays in, Achilles gone.
Yeah.
And then you watch everything else unfold, and it's like, yeah, their defense, like one of the most dominant in the history. They were kind of fighting on the sideline after a long Shakir touchdown last night. I feel like tensions were getting high. There was certainly some disagreements, but it's like, why can't, they're never going to win.
No.
If Aaron goes in there and wins,
Oh, God.
what a story for that place.
Yeah.
And what a story for their fans. Because their fans have had to endure Zach Wilson getting put back in, put back in, put back in. How about during Hard Knocks? He had a lot of moxie. That guy's moxie needs to be a little bit.
Gone.
You know, I'm a guy that reads people. He has no self-awareness. He seems to feel like he's a good player. He is not. They stink. They're tough to watch. I'm sorry for picking them. Now, on the other side, Buffalo Bills, Josh even had a quote after the game. We had been saying for a while that it looks like something's up. Looks like something's up in that team.
Definitely.
Whenever you watch them play in years past, they had a much different vibe than what they have this year. Something's going on in that locker room. It was hard not to say that. Here's Josh Allen after the game talking about why they potentially played their absolute best.
I mean, I think our team was energetic as we needed to be. And, you know, a lot of that, for better or worse, can come from the quarterback. So just making that a point of emphasis throughout the week, like let's have fun playing this game. It's football at the end of the day. We get to do, in my opinion, the most amazing job on the planet, and that's come out here and play football. So got to enjoy it when we can. Obviously, losing sucks, and you know we don't want to lose. It's literally is the worst feeling in the world when you're working hard and trusting the process, and things aren't going your way. Sometimes you have a good process and a bad result, and it feels terrible, and you feel like you need to switch everything, but we really don't. You know, we got to keep coming together as a team, keep fighting, keep playing complementary football, and you know, put our head down and take it week by week.
Bills are 6-5. Vibes might be back. They beat the hell out of the New York Jets. You worried up there that all that talking about the Bills' windows being closed, they might have been able to just open that thing right back up and put a stick in there to hold it open, Conrad?
Oh, no. Who gives a shit? I mean, they beat the Jets. Does not mean a single thing.
No.
We can't sit up here and talk about how terrible the Jets are and then at the same time say, oh, the Bills are back. We can't do that. We're not doing that.
We can.
No, we are not doing that today.
They made them look that
No,
bad.
no. We're not doing that. The overreaction today, as far as Bills-Jets goes, is if Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets, there should be someone arrested and thrown in jail for allowing him to step on a field behind that O-line. That team is terrible. And Zach Wilson, I get, he's bad at football. He was so much worse last year. So what does that tell you about the Jets team as a whole? And for sure, I know guys came there to play with Aaron, but like, is Alan Lazard worth 4 years, $44 million?
What was he doing?
I'm just asking the question.
What was he doing in the back of that one clip I seen? He was hugging and dancing with somebody. We're
know.
down 30 right now.
Cannot get caught.
Wait, last
with
night?
that
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or yes?
Yes, yesterday.
There was a whole song.
It wasn't got caught.
dance.
It was on the middle of the. It was in the middle of the field. He was hugging a Bills player or something like that,
It's a
like
joke.
joking around,
Just
like
have
in the
fun.
middle of the play. It was weird.
It's a joke. Like the
Quentin Williams he's been there since birth.
Yes.
You know, since his NFL birth. He's been there. He's on the sideline after the Shakir touchdown, losing it, not thrilled about what's going on. And then you look back to like last year when Zach Wilson was asked if he feels like he let down the defense or whatever with how he's played. No, absolutely, shut up. They're lucky to play on a team with me. It was pretty much his smug answer in there. It's like two different teams happening. We got to see it in Hard Knocks, and their entire answer was, we got Aaron Rodgers coming. And I believe that Aaron Rodgers could make the offensive line better.
For sure.
I believe Aaron Rodgers can make that offense look much better, especially with the way he talks about that West Coast offense that they're running. He knows that thing inside and out. It's like a language, and he can speak it with anybody that has ever created the offense about where you're looking when they're showing you this. Well, you got to look left, and then if you're not back to your right quick, they're probably going to be on you. It's like he's been doing this for 13 years. So I think he could have been the one that made them a good team and a great team this particular year. But without him, they're in a spot where they're thinking to themselves, are we hanging on to, so we have to hang on to Hackett for another year?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
have to.
God, no.
Because that's why you brought Aaron in. You brought Aaron in to run that offense that Hackett is calling, that he knows completely. This year, he's not able. You have to keep Hackett. And then if you keep Hackett, that means you're just going to run it back. And are the Jets fans going to let that happen after all the expectations that were kind of going in there? I don't know. I honestly don't know, especially with how bad it continues to look on the offensive side every single week for them.
Well, and especially if Aaron has any say in it, because he told us last week, he was like, I won 2 MVPs in that offense. So, like, yeah, it works. I know how to run it. But is that more just him basically being another offensive coordinator on the field, or is that Hackett? Who knows? But you talk about things getting bad. Like, yeah, it's bad. But if they don't make a change, like Friday on Black Friday, they are the only game that's on. That is going to have massive, massive viewership numbers. Like, you think it's loud now when they're the only game in town, and maybe some people who haven't really seen him yet get to see him, and he plays like this again, then you have to be like, okay, that chapter's over. This guy's done.
You know what? I don't like doing this for everybody. I gave the NCAA their answer this past weekend a couple times.
You did.
Deserved it.
Very loud.
Yep.
About time.
A little bit too much. That was the first time I've ever really, taking it to got to get up on the high horse.
You had.
I was high horsing.
You had
a lot of stuff going on.
I was high horsing the hell out of that. I mean, that was real deal. As I was in the middle of it, I'm like, wow, I'm really taking a stand. I'm really taking a stand here. But real. Somebody needs to.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Some
for
point,
a lot of people.
There needs to do that. So I don't like always taking a stand. The Jets have their quarterback. He's their punter. Put Morstead in for the first 3 downs.
Sure.
And then see what happens.
Yeah.
You're telling me this guy who just throws a perfect on 4th down,
Money.
backed up in their own end. You're telling me Brant Boyer, by the way, off special teams coordinator, rundown part, in between the numbers. That's all. That guy's not a wide receiver. It's a corner.
Yeah.
Got to put that into his hands. You basically got to hand that off to him. Thomas Morstead said, I got you, pal. That was the best play they had.
Yeah, that made all the
far.
quarterback shit worse. When he made that throw, like, oh, damn.
That ball was kind of moving like this, too. I mean, it was kind of humming a little bit.
OC stuff, too. I mean, shit, Brant Boyer should start calling plays. The whole Hackett thing and the language of the West Coast, he must only speak it with Rodgers because no one else can understand what the hell the guy's doing. Seriously, it's a joke. The
He's
entire
terrible
team.
with Russell last year.
Terrible with Russ. He's terrible with Zach. Like, there's a chance that I could also be one of the greatest OCs in the NFL if my quarterback was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, maybe, but also, will Aaron want to work with you, which is a massive piece
Absolutely.
of the whole thing.
The line, too, man. We obviously in the trenches, that's where it all started. And I think I read something that said they used their 13th offensive lineman when Becton went down with they're calling the high ankle sprain. So
their best lineman is out now too. Like, the whole thing is so bad. I just don't understand how you could be a Jets fan and still watch that every single week because it is terrible.
They got to remain in it. Here's Jay Glazer talking about Aaron Rodgers yesterday, and he kind of alluded to it for us, but they're putting hard dates on stuff now in the media. Here's what Jay Glazer was reporting about Aaron Rodgers returning and the exact date that he potentially gets back on the field.
Aaron Rodgers, possibly, maybe, slight chance?
Right? No, more than a slight chance. He's actually going to go back to the Jets this week, start training with them. How about that? He actually sent the Jets video of him working out this week. They kind of blew their minds like, man, he's a little bit further ahead than we thought. In Aaron Rodgers' mind, he's telling the Jets, I'd like to actually start practicing as early as December 2nd. That's only in a couple weeks from now. And if they're still in playoff contention, he really does mean it. He's going to try and play sometime here in the middle of December. And I know he's probably going to come out Tuesday and say, Glazer's crazy. And he's right. Glazer is crazy, but so is Aaron to be able to, I think he has to put this in his mind to say, these are my lofty expectations. But that's what he's telling the Jets right now.
Jay's good with his crazy. I believe that's pretty well documented. We're incredibly proud of Jay Glazer and the human he is. We've been lucky to have him on the program. He's been around a long time, so who knows who he's getting his information from, but I assume it is accurate. If they are still in it, which, I mean, right now they're sitting at 4-6. Okay, so in the AFC, though, you rattle off a couple somehow. You know, you rattle off a couple somehow. You can be right in the thick of it, at least coming down to the last week. You don't think Aaron Rodgers coming back helps that offensive line? It sounds like that's what you were talking about.
No, it definitely helps him, but, I mean, is that, like, to Connor's point, is that kind of malpractice coming off an Achilles behind that offense? You can make it better, but can you take it from a D- to a B? Like, that'll be tough to do.
I'm excited to talk to him tomorrow to hear if he says Glazer's crazy, but also while you're watching that, because his, it's pretty well documented. He's not married. He doesn't have any kids.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, his rehab right now for this Achilles is just, like, actually 24 hours.
Yeah, all day, every day.
It's like at night while he's laying down and sleeping, there's dolphins doing it over top of his ankle. Like, at all times, he is rehabbing this thing. So when everybody's talking about, like, I'm going to do what the Aaron Rodgers thing does, he's like, well, I'm pretty well set up to kind of do this full time with the perfect doctors, perfect situation, all in. He's watching his team, the way they play. Yeah. I wonder if he's like, I could probably just go back to 13 hours a day. I could probably, I could probably dial it back. But as long as there's a little bit of hope, I assume he's going to say he'll continue to do it. Joining us now might be a man who has more information on this than any of us could have. We appreciate this Michigan man, the senior NFL insider at ESPN. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Hello, everybody.
Shefty.
Be with you. Happy Monday.
Okay. Hey, happy Monday to you. This is always a nice treat getting a chance to chat with you. Hope you're having a fantastic day and had a great weekend. Jay Glazer reported yesterday on Fox NFL Sunday kickoff show before all the games. He said that Aaron Rodgers is eyeing December 2nd to get back on the field to practice. That is what he's hearing. He obviously said on this particular program last week that he's going back to the team full-time, roughly around Thanksgiving. That's always been the plan. If they're in it, he's going to continue to go on. With how it looks right now, do they even know who's going to be quarterback? I know that was a question that was asked. And what is the vibes in the building about his potential still return?
Well, number one, yesterday after the game, Robert Saleh was non-committal. It was the first time all season that he hadn't backed Zach Wilson. And to me, that was telling because they could go back and revisit it today and say, you know what, this is our best option. But I think people have lost faith in that offense over time. They're converting, I think, 22.9% of their third down plays, which is the lowest that we've seen in the NFL in a long, long time. It's the lowest this season. I think they're fourth in the NFL in points. You just watch the offense. It looks hopeless. I got Jets fans all angry texting me that, they're foregoing the season because they didn't have another backup quarterback, another plan. And when the head coach doesn't back Zach Wilson the way he did yesterday, I think that tells you that at the very least, they're mulling a quarterback change, obviously. And it wouldn't surprise anybody if that's the way that they wind up going. And that is important, I think, as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers, because if they don't win some of these games, he can do all the work he wants. He can come back all he wants. He could stare at Dolphins doing it in the middle of the night all he wants. The fact of the matter is they're going to make it moot for him to come back. Why are you coming back if you're out of the playoff race?
Yeah.
And if they lose this Friday to the Miami Dolphins, the ESPN analytics model, for whatever that's worth, has the Jets' playoff chances at being 0.6%. 0.6. So if they lose this week, and then they lose the next week before he can come back, why is he even coming back to put himself at risk behind an offensive line that already is shaky, now maybe without Mekhi Becton, who's having an MRI in his ankle today? And so I think, to me, the race always has been, can this team stay competitive enough, win enough to make it so that Aaron can come back? He's doing his part, but right now they're not. And unless they do, he can come back all he wants. He can be ahead of schedule all he wants, but they're making it a moot point in my mind.
What does it mean for the future, you think? Because if Aaron's coming back next season, then Hackett's got to be there, right? And then Saleh's got to be the whole person.
No, I think the fact that Aaron's there means that his people, I think, are going to be there. These are the people that he wanted. These are the people that he came to New York to be with. So I think everybody's safe. And if the Jets were going through a season like this in any other year, there would be calls to fire the coach and change the front office and get rid of the assistant coaches. And they still may do what they want, but the fact of the matter is that he buys everybody time because everybody knows how important and significant he is and what he feels and what he wants. And so everybody, I think, is attached to him, and they get to run it back next year.
Yeah, and it'll be fascinating to see the difference in 1 year, maybe in that offense that the offensive line has, the weapons has. This is just big, long preseason.
That's right.
Big, long preseason for next year with a 40-year-old quarterback whenever he's back next year with a brand new Achilles who's ready to do his thing. They'll be excited for it. If Saleh moves on from Zach Wilson to Tim Boyle or Strafolsky or whoever won the Grey Cup this year, Montreal Alouettes, starting quarterback, whoever it is, I think there'll be 10 backup quarterbacks playing in the NFL. And then depending on what happens with the Patriots and with Mac Jones, that would make that 11, I think. So that would be more than a third of the teams would have their backup quarterback starting. Geno Smith, Thursday night, they were kind of, up in the air about whether or not he'd be back. He comes back at the end of that game, puts together an incredible drive. He's starting, right? We assume he's starting. Is that how we feel?
Well, I think the general rule, Pat, when a player comes back in and finishes the game, that gives him a real chance to play the next week. And they're on a short week, so it's going to be tough for him to bounce back. But Geno Smith is a warrior, tough guy, came back into the game, finished the game. That would tell me he's on track to play, but obviously they'll go through the test and see how he's doing this week.
Yeah, Thursday night needs him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That Niners team versus Geno would be great. Drew Lock now getting dropped in there would certainly be something, but let's have a happy Thanksgiving.
Please.
Let's have great Geno Smith out there doing his thing. Speaking of happy
Hey, let me tell you something. You got these 3 games on Thanksgiving, right? You got all the halftime entertainment that the NFL has booked for those games. Then Friday, you got Jets-Dolphins as the Jets fight to keep their season alive. And Saturday, there's a college football game I heard something about. They're going to play that at noon at the Big House. That should be pretty interesting. Leading into Sunday, all the action, and then we got Monday Night Football. So, just sit back on the couch, have all the leftover turkey, right? And then just watch all the football. It should be great.
God bless Thanksgiving.
Can't wait.
God bless it.
God bless Thanksgiving. Whichever God you believe in.
Hey,
bless Thanksgiving.
Let me also say this. Being that I now have this platform,
great.
They should lobby and make Thanksgiving the last Thursday or last Friday or even the last Saturday of every month at the end of the Thanksgiving. How about that?
What's
Never
that?
gonna happen.
What?
What's that?
Can we just make Thanksgiving a permanent part of the last weekend of the month? I guess it turns into that anyway. I was thinking, I'm confusing my holiday. Sorry. Onwards.
Well, I'm happy you used the platform. You know what I mean? I'm happy you used our platform.
Misused the
You're trying to change Thanksgiving? You're trying to don't you come on this play. This is why whenever we announced that we were going to ESPN Family, everybody's like, you're going to change?
Yeah.
Don't you do that? You know why? You guys want to change Thanksgiving?
Unbelievable.
My! This is one thing we got good.
I had a brain cramp. I confused Halloween and Thanksgiving. I'm so sorry.
That makes sense.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen. If you want to dive into fixing Halloween a little bit, make it better for
Very,
everybody.
very humiliating moment.
Halloween being the last.
Oh,
Friday.
no.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Michigan Brain, too. A big one this Saturday. You talked about the Big House. Now here you are on this Overreaction Monday, embarrassing all the Wolverines everywhere.
Moment of silence.
No. Bad start.
Yikes.
All right. Anyways.
I hope that's the worst part of Michigan's week. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you only have, 10,000 different storylines in your brain right now at any given moment.
At least I had hot water in my shower this morning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's disgusting over there, FedEx Field. No poop pipes bursting.
No.
None. No poop pipes bursting. The water's going to stay in there, but it's going to be cold as Dickens. Hey, this is the NFL. This is the highest level. This is a problem. Shefty.
Hey, listen, that field, they've had a lot of issues with that field for a long time. That's not the first problem that they had at FedEx Field, right? But that's crazy to think that all these guys go in there. Pat Hanlon, the Giants VP, he was talking, it was very refreshing. He took a coach. It was very invigorating. He liked it.
They're doing
I don't
Wim
think they want
Hof.
to make a habit of it.
They're going to Wim Hof's Instagram immediately after the game. All right, how do we at least make the most out of this thing? We got to do a wild breathing technique. I think we got to put a full caboose in there.
Yep.
Speaking of people that might not be in places anymore, especially in poop pipe bursting stadiums, rail breaking stadiums, no hot water stadiums, there's a lot of coaches where the seats are getting incredibly hot. Tone's got a question.
Yeah, Shefty, I don't know if it was Ron Rivera's fault with the water yesterday, but he lost another tough one. Staley lost another tough one. Frank Reich got blown out. Glazer reported that his seat is the hottest. And then I actually heard someone ask Vrabel about his seat yesterday, too, which was a little surprising to me. Whose seat is the hottest? Are any of those guys going to keep their job? Is anything going to happen soon? I was actually kind of surprised that, Staley had a job this morning.
Well, first of all, I want to make a personal request to Jay to send me a thermometer that takes the temperatures of these seats so that I can start taking the temperatures of the coaches' seats and let everybody know whose seat is the hottest at this time of the year, right? Like, I don't have one of those coaching thermometers, but I can tell, I think everybody can tell that you look in and there are certain coaches, obviously, who are under a lot of pressure right now. And the Chargers, like Keenan Allen drops a touchdown and Quentin Johnson, who's a first-round pick, drops a pass that could change the game. And then everybody piles on Brandon Staley, forgetting that last year, I think they were 6-6 and reeled off their final 4 wins. And I'm not telling you that's going to happen again, but we get wrapped up in the moment, and everybody's coming for Brandon Staley right now. And if the two receivers held on to the passes, then they would be leaving him alone for this week.
Yeah, because hey, Chargers defense has been really good. He's been at the call. You're right. If those two guys can catch the ball a little bit better, that would be great. But the Staley questions are only off of this past weekend, obviously, not his entire tenure. I do appreciate that you are sticking up for these guys and not calling for jobs because it's incredibly difficult. But we are at the time right now where it feels like we're starting to figure out who's going to be moving on and who's not. These seats, what does that mean?
I always think once you get past Thanksgiving, once you get past Thanksgiving, that's when hunting season begins. That's when I think coaches get to be put on the clock. Not that they're not already, they always are. But that's when all these calls and all these questions intensify. So on Mondays, if I did have that seat-taking thermometer, then we could give you the actual temperatures. We know that Frank Reich's seat is warm. Clearly. Warm. It's bad. It's bad there. We know in Washington, there's new ownership. New ownership is going to want to bring in their people. Is that a surprise to anybody? So if I could stick this into my chair right here, it would be very, very warm in Washington. Very, very warm.
There's the thermometer. Right. You got it.
The make-believe thermometer, right?
Does Ron know that? You think? Yeah. Ron knows that. Stick it on.
Ron knows. That was very warm.
All right, let's move on out of the coaching department into the NFL rules and processes whenever it comes to injuries being reported department. Ty Schmidt has a question for you.
Yeah, Chef, we saw Joe Burrow wearing what looked to be like a bowling wrist guard before the Bengals' last game, and then, the Bengals quickly, they took that down, or, it got scrubbed from the internet pretty much. He goes and plays, and then non-contact obviously gets lost for the season. Do we have any update on the NFL investigation there? Do you know, was it much worse than anyone anticipated? I assume it had to have been if something like that caused him to be out for the rest of the year. Kind of where do we stand right now with the whole Joe Burrow Bengals situation?
Well, first of all, these things usually take weeks, multiple weeks, not instantaneously. If we go back to earlier this season where the Falcons didn't put Bijan Robinson on the injury report, and all the people who roster him in fantasy football flipped out the next day when he didn't play, and they said he had a headache, and he said he was feeling that way the night before. It didn't show up, and then the next week the Chiefs put Patrick Mahomes on the injury report that Sunday morning. Illness. Just because teams know how important not only all these players are to their teams, their cities, but to the fantasy football and gambling worlds. And so the Bijan Robinson investigation is still ongoing. With Joe Burrow, what will happen is the league will go back. They'll talk to Bengals officials about why he wasn't on the report, what their explanation was. Joe Burrow said that he was wearing a compression sleeve on his thumb. It had nothing to do with his injury. And yet in the game, he threw a pass early on, went down, and looked like he was in great pain or discomfort. Now, it's possible he took a hit in the game that contributed to that. But what the league can do is it can just go request the videos of those practices. Was he a full participant? Did he have any sort of limitations? The practices are on video. They're there to see. The league will, I would imagine, request the footage of those practices and get an idea of whether he was or wasn't hurt. Joe Burrow says it was a compression sleeve. Okay, fine. Let's see what those show. And then you do these interviews and make a determination about whether or not there was a fine. Now, the last time there was a team that received a major fine for violating the injury report was back in, I think it was 2019. The league fined Mike Tomlin $25,000 and the Steelers $75,000 because they violated the injury report, didn't put Ben Roethlisberger down. That was 4 years ago.
Well,
that was pre-gambling policies.
Of course, Pittsburgh.
If there were a team, the Falcons, the Bengals, anybody else that was found in violation, I think that those penalties would be made to seem small compared to what the league would issue today. But let's see what turns up. The Bengals say they did nothing wrong, and there are other people who believe they did. And sort of up to the league to determine what's right and wrong.
The videos of practice, how long has that been happening? Because we learned about it during COVID, I think, right? Yeah. They were pulling them during COVID to see who was near who was doing what. That's when we as a public started knowing that. I don't think I knew about this whenever I was playing in the league, that all the practices are being recorded and the NFL can just kind of pull that.
Pat, practices, meetings, everything is recorded. Everything.
No, not meetings.
Meetings?
Meetings are recorded.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Invasion of privacy.
Man, what have I said about who?
Players only meetings
are recorded.
Players only meetings that ain't players only.
No.
Boys, stop with the players only meetings.
Breaking.
Go to a restaurant. They're just listening in the other room. Listen to this.
I've got footage of Darius's meetings that he wouldn't believe right now.
What?
Whoa.
There's some sort of HIPAA violation in there.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, he was good in those
They told me what you see here and here stays here.
Here, see, and say here stays here. That's a lie.
Bold
There's
face.
somebody seeing everything we do.
Wow.
It ain't here. Holy
I'm not
hell.
telling you every meeting's being recorded, but when they're in the big auditorium.
What about in the equipment room? I like to vent down there in the equipment room. You think they definitely got mics in there. You know, you talk to some guys and they just point up to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Careful.
Who is it? You're an asshole. You know what I mean? That's amazing. That's good to hear. Because that's an easy thing to figure out then with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You'll be easy to see.
They're all walkthroughs though in the short week, Thursday night football.
Oh,
so the team kind of has to say like, okay, if it was a real practice, would he be limited? Would he be full? Would he be whatever?
Well, then they can just look at like what last week was or the week before. They can really do full.
Yeah, he got hurt the Sunday before the Thursday night football game, right?
Well, Chris Long put out that video that day.
He hit that
said he was hurt in the second play. He's grabbing his thumb, and I think that's where some of these questions came from, right? That he put out this video saying, "Oh, look, Joe Burrow's hurt," and then all of a sudden he gets off the plane with that thing on his thumb, and it's not there anymore. The video, they take it down, and then he goes into the game. So again, that's where some of the suspicions and questions are coming from. And that's up to the league to look into and figure out what's right or not.
They will. They'll look into it if there's money to be taken. More money fined this year than any years in the past. We hope Joe Burrow figures it out. We hope he's okay. We were very optimistic. We were lying for him. We're like, maybe it's fashion. Maybe they're bowling.
Right.
Who knows what they're doing? And then you see him on that sideline. It's like, oh, something's up here. Feels like this is a problem. The NFL is going to miss him. They signed Drew Plitt. Drew Plitt out of Ball State.
Oh, okay.
Bengals signed Drew Plitt.
Go on, Plitt.
6'2" guy can spin it
He
out of
can
Ball
spin
State. Last question here before we talk about tonight from Con Man.
Yeah, Shefty, different Joe in the AFC North. Joe Flacco footsteps is finally home playing football again. I know everybody is just as excited as I am because elite football talent is back. What?
That's not his nickname, I don't think.
Joe Flacco?
The thing you say.
Footsteps Flacco?
I don't think that's his nickname.
I am pretty sure I have it on good authority. It's his nickname.
All right, sweet. He's back. Footsteps.
Yeah, he's back. Thank God. Is he going to start for the Broncos here, Shefty? And then also, did the Jets ever reach out to Flacco? Like, hey, we could definitely use you. You already know the system. You were here last year. Is there any chance of that happening?
Jets did not reach out to Joe Flacco, and I think that he was probably surprised by that because there are a lot of people who felt like he had been in their building, could have helped them. You look at the way their quarterback is played, and I think there were probably some upgrades out there that were available. They did not do that. He was signed to the Browns practice squad, and I think the plan is to promote him to the active roster. I don't think at all that they're viewing him as the starter there, but let's see how things develop here. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he played pretty well yesterday, kept him in the game. They pulled it out.
Reckless, dude. He will throw his body.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching him. I'm like, hey, these are grown men, DTR. Like,
careful.
Well, hold on. Look at some of the running quarterbacks this year. Like, it's amazing Josh Allen doesn't get hurt, but we saw Anthony Richardson get hurt. He didn't finish 4 of the 5 games he played. Justin Fields dislocated his thumb. So if DTR goes down, well, okay. At that point, are they turning to PJ Walker, or have they brought along Flacco enough in their offense? And has he shown them enough? But when they brought him in to work out last week, the way he throws, I mean, you can see that the guy is a legitimate NFL quarterback. He's big time. He's got a big time arm. Are they planning to start him? No. Could he, due to various circumstances, get an opportunity to start at some point this year? Look what's happening across the league every week.
11 of them.
there are quarterbacks lost to injury.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs literally just started after 3 days going to a place. It is bananas what's happening at the most important position. Let's talk about a very important thing in tonight's game. Darius has a question for you.
Yeah, I know you can't bet Shefty, but a lot of people are interested to know.
That sucks for you, by the way. Awesome for us.
What is the line in tonight's game? What is the line?
2.5.
Yep.
Chiefs by 2.5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, give your pick,
Hey,
Schefter.
wait. Before
Oh,
you give your
you
pick,
can't.
I need to know, is Taylor Swift going to be in the building tonight?
Yeah,
Some reports going back and forth saying she is, saying she isn't. The people need to know, Shefty. And I know you know.
We certainly do.
I don't know the official. I'm thinking she's not going to be because they had to rearrange her concert schedule in Argentina, right, because of the weather. And so I think that is interfering with tonight. But I'm not a great, so I don't have great Taylor Swift sources there, so I don't know that that's accurate. But that's I've heard.
We were supposed to get, and I'm bummed about this.
Yeah,
we were supposed to get Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift in the stadium
I know.
in 2023 on the
Well,
field.
by the way, but can't what the parents can still go. The parents can still go.
There's about to be 4 Swifts in that building. There's about to be 4 Swifts in the kingdom. Taylor, the parents, DeAndre Swift playing for the Eagles.
Her brother.
There's 4 Swifts that were supposed to be. Is her brother coming?
I think her brother's on the board.
Does she?
The board of what?
The board of possibly coming tonight.
Yeah, okay, you're saying potential.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 Swifts?
Yes.
And now we don't know if any of them.
Maybe Phil Swift. 6.
Oh.
He might be there.
I do have
Figure it
sources
out,
that-
Schefter.
I do have sources that tell me that I think Andy Reid had something to do with their introduction. Andy Reid has had a long-time relationship with Taylor Swift's father from their days of him being a big Eagles fan when he coached there. And I think Andy's kind of downplayed this, but I think he's had a little bit more of a role in this union than maybe he's let on. I don't know that, but I've heard that. I've heard that.
And then he also came out and said she can stay around as long as she wants. Yeah, I like that whole thing. He's known her probably since she was just
big
little girl.
Way before, whenever she was on the grind to make it happen. Anything else? Obviously, you don't have the Taylor Swift answer. We will stay glued to your X account if Instagram. I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Well, what's allowed?
X right now.
Yeah, I mean that is a whole.
Elon had a tough weekend.
What's he doing? Elon, come on.
No.
It's just a good platform. Come on, but just let us, just let us use the greatest platform.
Yeah, just shut up.
Stop it. Just stop ruining it. That's all we're asking. Just stop ruining it. Anyways, we will stay glued about that. Is there any injuries we need to think about quickly for tonight? Anything we need to know about?
They're coming out of a bye. I think both teams are pretty healthy. We'll see how Jalen Hurts his knee respond, but I think Jalen has been looking forward to this game for an awful long time. Like, remember over the summer, the stories about him having a screensaver, a picture of him walking off the field at the Super Bowl in the confetti, and he kept that on his screen, right? So we'll see how that works here going forward. But I think you're going to get a very, very motivated Eagles team against a Chiefs team that comes off a bye, and Andy Reid off the bye has been incredible. So it sets up just that much more of an enticing matchup tonight.
All right, we ruined your profession. Since you were talking to us, you weren't able to break the news out of the Jets, but we appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, who spends a lot of time with us on a very important day in his schedule every single Monday. You're the man. Ladies, all right,
thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a show. Tim Boyle starting for the Jets.
That'll do it.
Makes sense.
Just got announced.
Boy, that's tough.
It's over for Zach. It's over.
Good run.
It's a good run.
Still another year.
It's over for
you bringing him in to back up? I guess if another situation like this year happens next year, he'll find a spot on a team saying, this guy will be able to figure it out somewhere. But who knows? We'll react to that on the other side. A.J. Hawk will join us. Barry Sanders will join us. It feels like the NFL is just always cooking. Big weekend in college football as well. We have to break down. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 3.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. Used to hold balls for Adam Vinatieri. Now I'm in his home state. College game day is absolutely electric. In Brookings, South Dakota. Let's go!
College game day has made the voyage to Brookings, South Dakota to experience a game with the best fans in college football. I unfortunately cannot attend because I have a game this Sunday, so I sent a man I trust to make my picks. A man who was my holder for almost a decade. Please be nice to him. Welcome this week's celebrity guest picker, Pat McAfee.
Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Hosting Auburn. Yes, everybody saw this. The best fake punt in the world. What do you think, Pat?
I absolutely loved it all the way up until execution time. That is not one we like to show in the brand headquarters and punting and kicking world.
Oh, dance off. Oh, let's get weird. Yes. Duck that, huh?
Bang! Right off the top of the dome. That makes it a lot easier when you got a dummy standing right in front of you like that.
Running. He's Hayden! Daniel Russo!
Wax on! Wax off! Knee to the face!
Yes! Serious.
Go! Yes!
These teams stink. With that 15, they celebrate by doing shotguns. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm going with the University of Virginia Cavaliers. That was great. Whoa! I will never, ever in the history of my life bet against that ball. Oklahoma State is a win here. Not so fast again.
But I'm going with Trey.
Please excuse my dumb friend Kirk. Look at this crowd. They've been out here since 4 a.m. College game day comes to town. They lose their mind. The population of this state is about 800,000. And when the Jackrabbits take the field, they're alongside all 800,000 South Dakotans. The Dakota marker was in Fargo for far too long. Today, 5 o'clock local time, the Dakota marker is back in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota. Terry School. They might be the Jackrabbits, but they're the GOATs today. Ladies and gentlemen, South Dakota State with the win.
Give me that fight today. No. Don't do that. No. Leave. Coach.
No. The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, why? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, November 20th, 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts now.
Football!
Happened all weekend. It's about to happen all week. Happy Thanksgiving week. Let's enjoy the hell out of it. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Sweet sloth, pal.
Hey, thanks, Pat. I appreciate it. Sweet tank top.
Oh, thanks. It's a new one.
Yeah, I can tell.
Nah, just it did get clean, though. A lot of people wonder, is that guy wearing the same tank top? Why is he wearing a tank top? I got 60 of these things.
Hell yeah.
Closet's awesome. You walk in there, it's actually tank tops just from one side to the other, all hung up, properly.
Of course.
I do have 4 cats at the house that my wife has brought into my life, and I enjoy them. Never expected to enjoy cats, and those little buggers are jumping around in there. So I have a lot of hair on them. Teddy, the fat cat, he's normally all up in this damn thing. Scootsy will get in on the backside. So each tank top has a different level of hair all over it,
Sure.
but usually about 30 to 40 of them are clean at a time.
Nice.
So I just drop in there, bang, how you doing? Not Steve Jobs, but let me go ahead and take a decision out of my life every single day.
That's right.
That's not easy for you, though, because you got so many shirts.
Yeah, but similar. Kind of just lined up on the floor. I typically don't hang them up. I'll just use.
Your apartment's not that big, so I don't know
No.
what floor.
It's my entire bedroom. I just have to have this
Like
little.
laid out, lined up?
Yeah,
Or-
like laid out,
Stack.
lined up.
Just grab right off the top of that.
Yep.
thing. What's today? Sloth. Sweet.
Did that sometimes, actually. To start, that's how it went. I just stacked them. Now they're lined up so I can kind of pick and choose as we go.
Yeah, well, you're crushing it.
Hey, thank you,
Absolutely
too.
crushing it. Great to see your shoes are sweet, too.
Yeah,
huh?
well, municipal. What do they do wrong? Nothing. That's the answer.
Well, there's a lot of different municipals. I think there are some municipals that do a lot wrong. That particular one from Mark Wahlberg and Myles Garrett, they're batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah, obviously.
Those shoes are probably ridiculously expensive, but they're incredibly comfortable and sturdy.
So comfy, fit my foot perfectly. It's like having a Tempur-Pedic shoe.
They're only $120.
That's it?
Miles Garrett sent us those. Hey, thank you, Miles. Wow. That's all. I thought that'd be a lot more. You put your foot in that, it feels like a good $300, $400 shoe. Not that I've ever done that. I would just project on what a $300, $400 shoe. That's a good looking shoe.
Yeah, I can't believe I might go order 3 or 4 more pairs for 4 or 5 years down the road.
And just lay them out. Your apartment be filled with just a bunch of shit.
Well, usually I wear shoes until they have holes in them, and then I'll get a new pair of shoes. I only have 2 pairs.
Yeah, you're new you though. Remember, you used to wear sweats every day or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, you helped me turn into somewhat.
I bought this guy his first pair of jeans. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. You believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. For sure. Absolutely.
$135. We got the price wrong. There's 2 of them.
Do you look like one of those 2 people if you put them on?
As soon as you put them on. Well, we're looking at you right now.
So maybe not.
Dude, those ones are in there.
You have her shoes on.
Those green bottoms.
Well, no, there's different styles. There's numerous styles.
Wish I heard her shoes on. I need more pink on the top of my.
Anyways, they've not paid for this, but one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. Municipal's good.
Yeah.
Joining us now is a man who would look great in those shoes.
Uh-huh.
That's because he looks great in everything. We don't know how his eyeballs are doing, but we do know he made numerous shots in James Madison University's quad to win over $10,000 for the fine people of Harrisonburg, Virginia. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, and the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, who are back.
They're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hall.
Yeah.
How you doing, AJ?
What's up? Yeah, I love seeing Ty. I love seeing positive Ty. He's back on the bandwagon. Packers are back. Here we go.
Speaking of my good eye, you said.
Yeah.
Which eye?
Yeah.
Both of them. You're all the way back.
Yeah.
Good for your eyes.
Yeah. Got checked out by the doc this morning. It's not completely healed, but it's pretty solid. And I think in the next couple of days, it's going to be like it never happened.
How's the pain level? Because I know you're really going through it. On Friday, we got to experience it alongside you. Boy, that sucked.
Felt bad.
That was not fun to be around.
No.
How much pain you were definitely in, making me feel the pain that you were in because I was looking at you thinking of something in my eye like what you had going on. That was tough to be around. I'm going to be honest. But I'm happy you're at this point. You toughed it through. Hey, you're a legend, dude. You're a tough guy.
Tough son of a bitch.
You are a tough son of a bitch. Proud of you, man.
No, not as much pain, just burned like hell. It was very, very windy out there. That's what was killing me. The wind and then the sun was hitting me. But I've gotten past that to where now I can be outside in the sun, even with shades on, I feel okay.
That was the best shooting performance you have had, by far.
Oh, yeah.
By far. Splash, splash. Not bank, not even off the rim. Splash. Both of them. Splash.
Nice angle. I never saw that angle.
Yeah, we had this one recording full time. So whenever whenever they got that beach ball finally in, we did have that shot for the post edit, but that place was incredible.
Yeah,
big thanks to James Madison for the hospitality.
Looked insane. Crowd looked crazy.
Can't lose that.
Got to win the football.
Yeah, tough.
If you guys saw what I did.
Controversial call, though. I turned on and was watching it live when all that happened. I don't know, man. They need some more camera angles, obviously.
So I literally talked about the football gods when I made my pick. Like, the football gods know. Okay, the football gods see what's going on here. The football gods are going to reward James Madison. 4th and 18, needed at the end. Big time catch. It's like, football gods.
Here we go.
You start thinking, there's the football gods. And then the fumble, touchdown, touchback thing. I'm like, football gods. Literally right there. Game over. They just gifted it. And then every replay, you're like, I think he scored. I think he scored. I think he scored. Then they call it. All of a sudden, App State. Congrats on the win, App State, to the Mountaineers. But boy, what a weekend in James Madison. And just because they lost in an overtime thriller and lived up to the college football hype that was set at a level that was maybe the biggest I've ever seen for College Game Day that morning.
Yeah.
Let the boys bowl.
Let them bowl.
Let them bowl, AJ. Just let them bowl. You know what I mean?
Do they still have time? Are they continuing to appeal and figure it out? There's still time, right? Where they'll put them in probably?
Yeah, and I got a bunch of people that have been telling me, hey, you should do a game for them. You know how much shit I've tried to, you don't think that was the first thing I literally thought of, we could do this. And then, the insurance and, this and that, the amount of stuff. It's not easy just to kind of, unless you already have a bowl season already set up, where they already have all of that figured out, the stadium, the ticket sales, the insurance, the bowl gifts, the travel, that's already, the hotels, it's already all right? It's already all set up. Just let them go in there. They've earned. Why would you not? Not getting on the high horse again, but let the boys bowl is all we're saying for the James Madison folk. And if this ever happens again, because you're worried about precedent, let them bowl too.
Let them bowl.
Bingo.
Let them bowl too if they win 10 games or whatever in a season. Let them do it. And then now we're moving forward and we're celebrating bowl season once again. Speaking of celebrating, are you celebrating if the Green Bay Packers are all the way back? Jordan Love made some throws yesterday. There's just one where he's rolling to his left. He does a Zach Wilson pro day throwback through some two people's arm. Look at this. This is one of the nastiest throws I've seen from maybe the best angle this could have absolutely have been with slow-mo in there. There's moments of greatness in every game, I guess, has been the narrative about Jordan Love. What did you see from him yesterday, and what did you learn about this Packers team? Are they back? Ty's all the way back in on him, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, watching that throw that we just showed from the TV copy was crazy enough. Like, I knew how difficult of a throw it was, and then seeing it from behind, how he threads the needle. Like, there's not a ton of guys that can actually make this happen, especially in a game. So Jordan Love has this, but yeah, how do we find a way to consistently do it? And he played a hell of a game. He really did. And all these guys, I mean, that's Wicks right there. Wicks had some big-time catches when they needed him in the second half. He's just making – I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of household names around him, obviously, to work with. But if their O-line can hold up well enough, Jordan Love, I think, can get it done.
Aaron Jones got hurt yesterday, I believe.
He did, yeah, and it looked to be serious. I think that the X-rays were negative, but he's having an MRI today. But
so there's a household name out. We hope they can continue to grow on that. Let's talk about a new household name, the brand new Lions. Congrats to the Bears. They had some scripted Justin Fields plays to start that entire game. He looked good. Welcome back. He's an elite runner. He's got great wheels. Let's go ahead and set him up to have success. They did all the way until the fourth quarter when after Evan Fox puts out a tweet saying, wow, we got our dicks kicked in today.
Yeah.
The Bears absolutely kicked our ass. This is during the game. Absolutely kicked, as in the game's over.
Done.
Ball game's over. He puts this tweet out.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Jared Goff does what Jared Goff has done under these brand new Lions, and that he answers. Then the defense answers, and Jared Goff answers again. Then Aiden Hutchinson puts the game away, and all of a sudden the Bears is still the Bears, and the Lions, brand new Lions, going into Thanksgiving game. It's like everything about this team is the opposite of what it has always been for the Detroit Lions. How pumped are you for those people, and what did you think while you were watching the end of this game or maybe the duration of the game?
Well, unlike Foxy, like I never really completely counted them out. I felt like there's a slim chance they can figure this out. I wasn't sure, Foxy, that you did that actually during real game play. I didn't know you bailed on your squad like that, man. That's
that was just a statement of fact, boys. The Bears did kick our ass. We did not deserve to win that game, but somehow Jared Goff does what Jared Goff does, and he goes and wins it. We still got our ass kicked, though. That can happen.
Diggs was telling him, you jinxed it.
Reverse jinx.
That was a good idea. You just put that out. You just put a little reverse jinx out there.
Yep.
You're being a good fan, a good gambler there. That's what any good fan would do to try to, how can I help this team?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I can make a statement right now that makes me look like an asshole if the team comes back and wins it. And that's what he did, for sure. But like to kind of expound upon what Foxy is saying there, in the past, the Lions are the Bears in this situation.
Yes.
Every single time, Pat. The Bears actually did it to us in 2020. That was a game that the Lions had won. And I can think of 1,000 of these things that have happened to the Lions, especially with the Stafford years. And now finally, we are the team that wins games we don't deserve to win. We are the team that goes and scores 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go and seal the deal. I can't believe it. That's the definition of the brand new Lions.
Bye Bye Barry will be premiering on Amazon tomorrow. Barry Sanders' story about his rocky ending with the Detroit Lions and everything. I wonder if that might, wake up the
bad juju.
I'm not saying it. It's a celebration of where they are now, right?
Yeah.
That's how we're looking at it, Foxy. It's a celebration.
Barry's got a statue now. He loves the Detroit Lions. He goes to all the games. I think we're past all that stuff.
Yeah, you're past all of it, but we're about to relive a lot of it.
Under a lot of bad memories.
I might have to
Joe
tell
Montana.
Barry,
Joe Montana wanted to play for the Lions. That's allegedly coming out of this thing tomorrow. AJ?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lions
What is
said-
that? So who made that decision, though? Do we know who said no?
The Lions. We don't know if it's GM ownership or who. Too old. Get that sack of wine out of here.
Don't want him.
Joe Montana, take a hike. That's allegedly coming out tomorrow on the Amazon Prime. Lions general manager at the time, I don't know who it was.
No idea.
Is the one that told Barry or Joe Montana that he was too old to play, don't need it. We're going to move on to, I believe, Kitna.
Yeah, we got a young gun, John Kitna, coming up.
Love it. But we'll talk to Barry Sanders in about 8 minutes. I'm excited to hear his thoughts on the brand new Lions and how, man, could you imagine Barry Sanders on this team? They sent us a graphic of Barry Sanders in college. Do you remember what he did in Oklahoma State? I did not until you kind of lay it out. You hear about this miraculous year, 1988. He won a Heisman with Oklahoma State, and obviously he's a dog. Look at these stats. First, Miami of Ohio, they stink, obviously, 2 touchdowns. Texas A&M, they stink, right? 2 touchdowns. Tulsa, how are they? 5 touchdowns, 304 yards. Colorado, 4 touchdowns, 174. No let off. We are not slowing down at all.
Almost 3,000 yards rushing.
What's a bad game? 154 versus Missouri. This guy sucks. He still had 2 touchdowns. That's a bad game for him on this particular season. Cannot wait to chat with him.
Hey, if you ask anyone in Detroit, he's the greatest football player of all time, bar none. It's not even close. It's like folklore in Detroit. Growing up, I obviously didn't watch Barry. I wasn't born yet, and every single person is like, Barry Sanders, greatest football player I have ever seen in my life.
I enjoy whenever people say, this is an ex-Barry Sanders and an ex-Barry Sanders, and then you hear Lions fans go, don't you ever say that.
Watch it.
Don't you ever say that.
And that's what's funny. People are doing it with Gibbs now because Gibbs is the running back that gets drafted high and all that stuff. And it's like, no. Barry's one of one.
All right, let's talk about another team in the NFC. The Cowboys have just beat the hell out of people. 2 weeks ago, they win by 32, I think, and then this week, 23 or 55-point differential over the last 2 weeks since the bye. Offensively humming, defensively smacking them. Micah has 2 sacks against Bryce Young yesterday, who wasn't protected ever. Frank Reich's calling plays, same old outcome, maybe even worse. How many yards offense did they have?
I believe 185.
For the Carolina Panthers under Frank Reich getting back in there. They're an absolute failure. David Tepper doesn't have much patience. We assume it's going to be massive turnover down there, and then what? Probably more massive turnover, and then what? And then probably another turnover, and then what? This Bryce Young guy can't play football. I have no idea how you make a team good that stinks. I don't know how you make a coach better in the middle of the season, but I do know that the Dallas Cowboys seem to be all the way back. Darius, what did you see from this Dallas Cowboys team after watching them, after calling an incredible game with the Chargers and Packers? And are we safe to say that the Cowboys is all the way back to what we thought the Cowboys was going to be?
Cowboys been playing good football, even in the losses. They lost to Philly.
Yeah.
Dak played well. They obviously played well against the Chargers, and then when they play teams that they're supposed to beat, they just beat the shit out of them. We know any given Sunday. Even the Raiders-Dolphins game that came down to the end, Commanders was supposed to beat the Giants with DeVito at quarterback. They win. Browns get a win over the Steelers. So, like, any given Sunday, you got to show up, and whoever's on the field, Dak and this offense and this defense too, Deron Bland with another pick six. That's 4 this season, and stepping up and playing well, and Trevon Diggs is absent. So, I think they are all the way back. I would think you can definitely put them in the top 3 or 4, on that NFC side with San Fran and Philly.
Bland taking a front flip bump and then taking it to the house is awesome.
Yeah.
So just cool. Absolutely awesome. Good for him continuing the incredible year. Big Mike McCarthy's got the boys humming down there, AJ.
I tell you what, you can tell. I know there's a few memes of Big Mike on the sidelines. Like, when he starts feeling it, and he's feeling pretty good about where his team is. Like, they do we hear the old cliche, the team takes on the attitude of their head coach. I'll tell you what, man, it's not a bad deal taking on Pittsburgh Mike's attitude, like toughness, grit. We're going to find a way to win however we need to win. Like, it's a fun thing watching them play and watching Big Mike get excited. Honestly, this gets me excited.
Yeah, it gets me jacked up as well. Big Mike is in midseason form and their team's playing how they're playing right now. It's good when the Cowboys are balling. We'll see them on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Obviously, we will see them on Thanksgiving. A team that's not balling, the Titans. What the hell happened? Now, Trevor Lawrence goes for 4 tuds, 2 through the sky, 2 on the ground. What a stud. He's seemingly going to work out down there in Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley had this catch where it was like, it felt like I was watching Cirque du Soleil. The body control is just insane. High, and he jumps. I don't know. How far is that? Long jump right there. I don't know. Probably like
I need more of that out of
7-8 feet. He had a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Ridley was in there. Trevor Lawrence had a great game. And on the flip side, I mean, we love the Jags. Go Jags. Hey, go Jags.
Go Jags. Going, Jags.
ETN's a stud. On the other side, though, I mean, Tone brought it up. Vrabes was asked about it. What the hell's going on with Titans? This team sucks. They stink right now.
Yeah, it's tough when you fall behind too. Like they need to be playing from a lead. I feel like you obviously Levis and what you're trying to do with a new quarterback. It's a lot going on. I don't know what the future looks like in Tennessee, but they still have plenty of studs, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I just don't know exactly how you implement how you can win some more games.
Now, I don't know if this matters or not, but they used all their trick plays when they were down by like 25. Wouldn't you save those for a game that you're involved in?
Well, you could just want to put those on film too, so that people have to watch them going forward, and there's no repercussions. Because if they don't work, although that one did, shout to D-Hop getting a tud, getting open down the end. But if there's no pressure on if this works or not, and you at least get it on film.
Jeff Simmons got a touchdown too, which is sweet.
And then he did a little gritty, which is awesome. Great athlete, obviously a stud. And this doesn't feel like Vrabel's just saying, to hell with it. Let's just do whatever the hell we got to do. But it is an interesting vibe down there with whether or not, like Vrabel's, what's his future?
Yeah.
It's
weird.
There's a spot opening potentially.
Where?
New England, maybe.
You think Vrabel's going to go coach the New England Patriots?
It's in the Ring of Honor now.
He is. He had that blue jacket on.
Oh yeah, a red, but
Yeah, but he was given. He was feeling the blues.
It was blue action.
You could feel how weird it was for him too. Mid-season, Tennessee saying like, "Let's go Patriots." I'm loving this. So maybe he
and there was no marketing behind him going in there.
No.
I remember it just popped up on my phone.
Exactly.
I opened my phone and Vrabes was in the Patriots Ring of Honor. Did anybody know this was happening? I don't think anybody knew that was taking place.
It was almost like Vrabel was, hey, I'll come back and do your little song and dance, but if you guys tell anyone we're doing this, I'm out.
That's awesome.
That was the week you were calling them too on air, right?
Yeah.
Same week.
Yeah, because I was sensing something was up.
Yeah.
I was sensing something was going on. It's getting loud though about Vrabes, and we have great respect for Coach Mike Vrabel. Great respect. We think he coaches a good ball club, a good program, but their team has looked bad. I mean, their team has looked bad. Let's talk about a team that looked good and then had some bad moments that kind of out of character for them. Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Big time win.
They're back.
Debo, what you see from Tua and the boys that make you believe we're still going to go on a run? Jalen Ramsey makes an absurd play to end that thing. Defense seemingly getting better. Tua missed some balls, though, that he doesn't normally miss. Are we worried?
No, I'm not worried about Tua. I've been saying it all year long. Still waiting, for signature wins. You're going to have to get those against some good teams. But, you find a way to win a game. Once again, any given Sunday. And then, the 17-2 now, their last 19 home games.
Is that good?
Damn.
That's pretty great down there because that sideline, that opposite sideline is usually cooking down there in South Florida this time of year. And then you talked about Jalen Ramsey, making his presence felt
so fast
since returning to the field. And this Vic Fangio defense, you got two corners on the outside, him and X Howard, that can make everything more reckless inside. Jalen Phillips had a big play as well. So I'm excited about this team, man. Healthy at the right time. And hopefully we continue to win.
These are two absurd catches.
Look at that,
absurd catches.
Athlete. Fully extended, holding on to the ball through the ground, that's big time.
Sternum goes through Miami there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through the entire city.
All the way knocked out at that point. But he held on to the ball. Needed it.
Snap.
Hey, they say high
doesn't
point.
even touch the receiver. No contact with the receiver. What an awesome play.
What a freak athlete. He's been doing that a long time. That's obviously a great addition to the Miami defense. They good enough to go?
They're good enough to go, for sure. He brings the mindset. You talk about like a Trent Williams or a Debo, what he does to San Fran.
Whoa.
He has that same type of energy and moxie on that defensive side of the ball.
Speaking of moxie and energy, joining us now is a man whose documentary, Bye Bye Barry, will be debuting on Amazon Prime tomorrow.
Go.
The GOAT in a lot of people's eyes for good reason. A man who everybody assumed he retired way too young because there was a lot of greatness left. He will be telling that entire story tomorrow on Bye Bye Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who has a statue in Detroit for good reason, Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for that intro. How's it going?
Hey, things are great. I saw your tweet this morning. We can't wait to get you in the Thunderdome. We cannot wait to see what type of stuff you'll be able to do on this court. We're very thankful you made time for us. Let's dive right in what you're talking about. Bye Bye Barry tomorrow. Was it an emotional time, kind of reflecting on everything that was your NFL life alongside NFL films while filming this for its big release tomorrow?
I would say absolutely, Pat. I mean, I lost my dad in 2011. He's heavily featured in this doc, talking about, everything, from the start of my career to, when I retired. And then him as well as so many others. But I definitely had to fight back a few tears, just seeing my dad there. With the game I ran for 2,000 yards, he was there to hug me on the sideline and just things like that, just memories like that. But yeah, a lot is covered in this. We filmed some part of it in London. The NFL films and Prime Video followed me around for a good 9 months to different venues and different events, and they went back home and talked to tons of people and talked to a lot of Detroit icons about the Lions and what my era meant. But to answer your question, there's some emotional parts of it.
I assume anytime you start looking back into your life, and I assume everybody's singing your praises, bro. You deserve it, by the way. Everybody that was talking about your work ethic and your talent and everything you brought to the team, well-deserved, well-earned. I could see how that might get a little bit emotional, but let's talk about you going to London and going to England. I read on the bio on the internet about what Bye Bye Barry is, and it says 24 years after the shocking decision to walk away from the sport, NFL Films joined the 55-year-old Sanders. You don't look a day over 35.
No,
over 35. The 55-year-old Barry Sanders and his 4 sons on a trip back to England to explore his career. So we were like, was this dude born in England? Like, is the greatest football player of all time from England? And then we started diving into it. When you retired, seemingly young, it got real loud. You moved to England at that point, and then in this film, I guess you go back over there and you almost explain to your kids about why you chose to retire for like the first time almost, right? Is that an accurate depiction of why England ties into your story?
It is, other than I went to London for like 2 weeks after I retired. I didn't officially move to Europe or anything like that. I just thought it was a good place to get away to get away from the noise, for a few weeks. I had been there a couple of times before, and I knew that all the kind of fallout that would happen, which did happen, all the fallout, I just kind of get away from it, and over there, no one really cared, but yes, it's funny because I was assuming that when we were doing this doc, that I would just explain to NFL Network and Prime Video kind of my trip to London and that sort of thing, and I was thinking that was going to be good enough, but no, they were like, no, we want to go to London, and we want to walk the streets, and we want to see some of those places that where you were and that kind of thing, and so I took. They were generous enough to send me and my 4 sons back over there, and they had them kind of shooting questions at me, and that kind of thing. And so they were really kind of almost interviewing my sons were, because my 3 younger sons, my oldest son was probably like 4 or 5 when I retired, so he doesn't really remember it. And then my younger sons weren't even born then, so they were just sort of playing the part of the media or reporters, where they were kind of asking me about my retirement.
I love that. I cannot wait to hear the answers. I cannot wait to watch. Go ahead, AJ.
Barry, we had a graphic of your stats from your last year in college when you won the Heisman, and it's unbelievable what you did game after game after game. Can you take yourself back there? Do you remember at all what your mindset was like every week? Like, did you know, like, when you think about this is just unheard of numbers of yards and touchdowns that you were getting. Could you feel any, like, all the pressure or everything mounting up, or what was your mindset back then?
AJ, I was young. I was hungry. It was my first year starting. I had the good fortune of playing with a young man who you guys know named Thurman Thomas, a fellow Hall of Famer. I had played behind Thurman for 2 years. And so it was my chance to sort of come into my own, to show what I could do. And so I was just thrilled and excited to be starting and in that position. The previous year I had made All-American as a kick returner, and was Thurman's backup, and had really a good year backing up Thurman. I don't know, I ran for maybe like 600 yards or so as Thurman's backup, and really had some meaningful time as his backup. But that was my junior year. I was just ready to go, man. I was thrilled about that, the prospect of being able to like I said, fill Thurman's shoes, and I had 5 fifth-year senior offensive linemen and a 5th-year senior fullback. There was the wide receiver on that team was a guy who was also a first rounder named Hartley Dykes. But I was just raring to go, man, and could not wait
What?
To see
Missouri
what I could
just
do.
beat your ass, or what? Missouri just had your number, only 154 yards and 2
They shut me
touchdowns.
down.
They shut
No,
me
they
down.
shut me down. They shut me down. Yeah, I know.
All right.
I didn't play a lot of that fourth quarter against Missouri, but no, they did do a good job against me.
Yeah, no, they didn't. No, actually, Barry, nobody did. Yeah, turns out that would be a sustained thing that would happen all the way through your time in the NFL. People would play bad for some reason against Barry Sanders. There's some of those highlights where buddy, you still got it? We still got a little quickness. You got to remind the kids every once in a while. Got to remind. Still got it?
There's some in there. No, there's some in there. I think. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I hope that we get a chance to see it in the Bye Bye Barry. Let's talk about the brand new Lions. Yesterday is such a classic. Like, the Lions would normally be the Bears in that particular game, where they'd be up 2 scores with 3 minutes left and then somehow, some way give it to the other team, and all the Lions fans would be miserable for another week, another year, another season. Why do you think this team is so different, and what do you think is actually possible for this brand new Lions team up there in Detroit?
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't often overcome, those kind of turnovers in a game, and I don't think maybe the Lions in recent past would have. But I think it just shows you what this team is ready to do, and kind of what their ceiling is. We've been building, and most fans understand this. We've been building toward this, I think, for maybe 3 years now, ever since Coach Campbell arrived and instilled a new culture and new expectations. But this team is well positioned, man. I mean, you look at the NFC. Obviously, the Eagles playing tonight. They're probably the favorite. You look at Dallas. You look at the Niners and a few others in there. But we're right up there, man. I mean, I think our roster stacks up well with anyone. You went in to KC and beat the champs the first game of the season. Obviously, they were a little shorthanded, but still, you won that one. That's never an easy place to play, and we've really lived up to it all season long. If everyone stays healthy, there's no telling how far this thing can go. But just hats off to them, and we're just hoping that. We're just hoping maybe we get a playoff game here in Detroit, which is looking very likely that could happen. And hey, like I said before, this team can beat anyone on that NFC side, so I think they're ready.
You think you're going to do any backup singing or performing with Jack Harlow? Ooh. What do you think? Thanksgiving, a Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't think they have me on the schedule just yet, Pat. I don't think I'm on the schedule.
Oh, we need him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
call him now.
Full pads. Jack, full pads.
Yeah.
With the pads back on. Maybe he.
But if I'm asked to do it, man, absolutely. I'm ready.
Jack Harleasy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Barry Sanders
There's your
says
answer.
I'll come out and do something. Well, you need that to happen. D-Bud has a question for you, Barry.
Yeah, I got to ask you, Barry. When you stepped away from the game about 1,500 yards short, how much did you miss it? Was it any eagerness to get back in at any point? And then number 2, what went into the decision of letting your hometown paper, the Wichita Eagle, break your retirement news?
It's the Wichita Eagle.
Wichita.
Hold on, Barry.
Whoa.
Hold on. I apologize. What the hell?
Y'all know how I am with some of these.
UConn. What the hell
AJ,
happened?
what the hell? What's so funny, AJ?
Wichita?
The real place.
The basketball school.
Wichita.
There you go.
The Shockers,
The
bro.
Wichita Eagles.
The Shockers.
There you go, Wheat Shockers. Yeah, but no, to answer
Wichita.
the question.
I like it. Jeez Louise.
Can we let the legend answer
You're
the
right.
question?
You let the Wichita Eagle do the thing. And when that son bitch was flying,
No, but
that was awesome.
How we get there?
it was. Did I miss it? And was I aware of the 1,500 yards? I mean, I understood at some point that I was always going to miss the game, and that I was never going to replace what football was. I mean, it's a very unique thing, there just aren't that many things like it, and so, and I knew that at that point, Walter Payton. who I was just 1,500 yards away from his record. You know, he was literally fighting for his life. You know, with that with the liver disease that he had come down with. You know, so I was aware of that, but I understood that I was just in that. You know, that's just where I was. You know, I know for me that the decision had pretty much been made, and I was okay with. You know, I was okay with the experience that I had in the NFL. That it was unique, that it was special. Hey, look, there's some things that I wish I could have been able to do, but that's okay. And then why the Eagle? Well, I had a lifelong friend who was a writer who worked for the Eagle at that time, and he actually helped me kind of draft the retirement statement. And so that's kind of why and how I ended up sort of working with the Wichita Eagle. Is that a childhood friend, a guy who I actually, you know, I'm friends with even to this day. But he was a writer on staff. He wasn't a sports writer, but he was a writer. And so it's just something I felt most comfortable with, you know, dealing with a lifelong friend.
I think your loyalty to Wichita is really admirable. I cannot.
Sure.
You gave a great answer there, but nobody's going to be able to hear it because all they're going to be sitting at home thinking is, did this dude just say Wichita? For Wichita?
Kidding me?
Hey, thank you.
Should have called it the Eagle.
Hey, that was a great question.
It was.
That was a great question.
Great
I didn't know that.
I listened to the answer. I heard.
Yeah, it was a great answer, Barry. We appreciate you. That loyalty, though, is one of the reasons why everybody that's ever met you and played alongside you loved you. And I think that's the biggest compliment that you could ever possibly receive. Can't wait to see more of that tomorrow. AJ has a question for you.
Barry, watching some of those clips of you playing on the the old school AstroTurf, it's scary to think of trying to tackle you ever on any surface there is. But would you have liked to play on grass more or a lot of grass? I know there's obviously a big push in the NFL right now to try to get all grass in all the stadiums. What do you think about that?
Well, I love certain grass stadiums like, you know, Tampa, which that was probably my favorite place to play outside of the Silverdome.
Brother.
You know, and the turf could be the turf could be a little tough. I mean, as you can see, you know, the Silverdome turf was pretty friendly to me.
I'd say.
You know, and that kind of thing. But if you know, it was pretty hard on your joints and what have you. And I know there's discussion about changing back to grass for a lot of stadiums. I think whatever is the safest for the players. I haven't, you know, I've heard different things. I don't know that I've seen, you know, firm data on, you know, which one is the safest. You would think grass, natural grass would be, or at least as much grass as possible, logistically and that kind of thing. But whatever is safest for the players is what I'm for.
Hey, sorry for the reaction while you're talking there. Have you watched film of yourself? You were hilarious to watch. You were running at a different speed than everybody else. I mean, that was a different.
That's crazy.
Are they speeding with AI?
Oh, yeah.
With AI. And
footage.
it feels like they're speeding one human up, and he's wearing 20 and white, and everybody else is running at a different pace. Did you have another gear? Did you have a visor on there for a little bit? What was the visor era? I didn't know that. I
did wear a visor because I got poked in the eye at some point, you know, by you know, actually a young man who actually played for the Packers.
AJ, scumbag.
Not to bring up any rivalries or anything like that, but yeah, I got poked in the eye at some point, so I did wear a visor for a year or two.
Yeah, it looked clean. Imagine with the tinted visor.
Oh, I mean, too much.
Oh, in those new Lions uniforms.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
MCDC running out the pack.
Lions on
Barry
line.
Sanders right there next to him. Oh, one more game.
One more game.
One more game. You got one more in you for sure. And I know that Lions still got you under contract. We read about that as well.
Yeah.
I think that's going to get talked about. Connor has a question for you, Barry.
Yeah, Barry, obviously you are one of the GOATs of the running back community. Do a lot of young guys coming into the NFL reach out to you, or do you reach out to some of the young guys in the NFL, just kind of give them tips on how to go from, you know, a great college running back to a great NFL running back? And if not, have you had any conversations with Jahmyr Gibbs kind of on his own? Because he started off a little slow with very high expectations and now has really come on and been an absolute stud for the Lions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just in recent years, you know, I've bumped into guys, you know, like a Jonathan Taylor or a Christian McCaffrey, I talked to Josh Jacobs a few weeks ago when the Lions played them. Saquon Barkley, guys like that. Not really any heavy pointers, just good luck. Keep doing what you're doing. It's definitely a tough game, and that I feel like their skill set definitely translates on this level. And then with Jameer, I've had a chance to talk to him a little bit, just to encourage him. And I mean, the kid is exciting. He's everything that I think we were hoping for. And when we picked him number one draft pick, you see him making big play after big play every week. Whenever he gets the ball, he looks like he's ready, raring and ready to go. So yeah, he's everything we had hoped for, in being just that kind of back who can make things happen. His speed, you see his speed there. He's breaking tackles, which that's probably the hardest thing when you talk about making that jump from college to pro. Is this running back going to be able to absorb contact, get those yards after contact? Which I feel like I see AJ kind of cringing right now as I'm speaking and saying.
Got cornea thing too. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I've had a chance to talk to those guys, and at least just encourage them, but not necessarily any heavy coaching pointers.
You should watch film with them and just say it pays to be faster than everybody. Look, watch this one here. Watch this one where I'm running in 6th gear and these guys all have just 4 gears in the car. You see, that's a little bit different. Look at your ass pulling away from these people.
Guys pulling up. You got guys pulling up with hammies chasing you too.
I mean, you were just disappearing from these. See ya. I am out of here.
Oh, bye.
Bye. That didn't feel so good. That didn't feel. Look at that guy. Yeah, we got a guy that they don't have. What a good time this had to be. Now, there's something allegedly coming out of tomorrow's Bible.
Man.
Not even a flag. Not even a flag in flag football there. Not even a. There's the tin advisor if we need to look at one.
That was sweet.
Yeah, it does look sweet.
They get a shoulder pads.
Yeah, you're ready for some contact, huh? Let's go ahead and put some massive.
Need them.
Give these offensive linemen shoulder pads on. There's something coming out of this Bye-Bye Barry tomorrow that we had learned about. Joe Montana allegedly reached out to the Lions because he wanted to play football alongside you. Are we reading accurately? And we did some research. Okay, we did some research. The quarterbacks that were on the Lions at the time were Eric Kramer, Rodney Peete, and Andre Ware. Obviously, incredible football players.
Yes.
Now, not Joe Montana.
No.
Not Joe Montana. I don't think anybody would say. But allegedly, the Lions said, nah, he's too old. He would go on to lead the Chiefs to the AFC Championship that year that he went on to play there. Is that true? And did you know that in the time, or when did you find that out?
I found that out a lot later. And the interesting thing is that I believe his last game with the Niners was against either his last game or one of his last games with the Niners was against us on Monday Night Football, and he literally lit us up. He absolutely lit us up. Joe Montana did before he went to the Chiefs. But I would have learned years later that he was interested in coming to the Lions. Can you believe that? That's such a great story, man.
Foxy.
Yeah, Barry, I can believe that. It's unbelievable. But hey, that's behind us now. How is the city right now and the vibe and Ford Field? Every time I watch, Ford Field is so loud. How is it out there, Barry?
No, it's exactly that, man. I mean, these fans are primed. They're ready. There's been so much anticipation about this season, coming into the season, and what this team would be able to do. And it's just such a big thrill to see this team rise up to this point in the season and do all that they've done, to lead the division by several games. Obviously, yesterday was a great win, and going into the Thanksgiving game this week, so I think, the fans have been supporting this team for so many years, and they really deserve this kind of a season from this team. So the fans in the city is really excited about what the team has done so far.
Are they doing a lot of Like they're Lions? Is there any of that going on in the stands up there?
There's part of that. No, there's some of that going on. Yes.
Are you doing any? Are you doing? Are you doing any of that?
I mean, I haven't, but I'm not opposed to it. No, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you so much. Can't wait to learn more about you, your family, and everything that you accomplished that maybe we had forgotten about over time tomorrow on Bye Bye Barry, premiering on Amazon Prime. We appreciate you, Barry, man.
Hey, guys, been a treat being with you. Thanks for having me. Let's do it again soon.
Hey, we got to get you in here, man. Got to get you in here.
You still dunk?
I love to. I don't know if I could dunk on a 10-foot goal these days.
55 years old.
Thinking about it.
You said I don't think? That is absurd. How often do you freak show athlete these days? Legit at 55.
I mean, I don't do too much, you know. I mean, at this point, you know, I'm just kind of laying back and you know, if someone challenges me, then that's a different story. You know?
This guy can't dunk.
Whoa.
55-year-olds can't dunk.
That's embarrassing.
55, you've never seen it.
Nope.
Especially old, retired.
No way.
55-year-olds.
Not even on an 8
They can't, they, AJ? Bum ass.
I'll be there tomorrow.
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Sanders, we appreciate you, man. Hey, appreciate you, man.
Those highlights.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
I forget the first time we talked to him. It might have been Radio Row.
Yeah.
And he like showed up and he knew who we were and everything. We're like, Barry Sanders done?
Come again?
He said, I love the show, man. I watch all the time. I'm like, Barry Sanders watches our show. He's like, anytime you need me, you got me. I'm like, thank you, Barry Sanders would come on our show.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that kind of like came together quickly for us in recognizing that we could potentially have a friendship with Barry Sanders. But Foxy, every time he comes on, I just see those highlights and I think to myself, how has that team sucked for so long?
Exactly.
How has that team sucked for so long
Hey,
with how good that guy was?
We have talked about the football gods so much, and I always go back to it, but it's facts. We treated like Barry like shit, and then we re-amended that, made it good, and look what's going on. We treated Calvin Johnson like shit, re-amended, made it good, and look what's happening. We are winning football games. I don't know if you believe in curses or not, but I sure do believe in the football gods.
Well, and Jeff Daniels was on the clip that we saw out of tomorrow's Bye Bye Barry. He and Peyton Manning put a little moonshine, little jungle juice.
That was the Bobby Lane curse. Bobby Lane was a quarterback in the 50s. He's their best quarterback in franchise history.
What'd you guys do?
And then we trade him away.
You traded Night Train away?
Oh, yeah, we traded him away.
Can't do that.
And then he said in the locker room, this team will never be good again for the next, I think he said 50 years,
right.
and it's been longer than that.
Guy's a prophet.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Legit.
Shouldn't have been a quarterback. Guy should have had an Instagram account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That thing would have won through the earth or through the moon. Let's talk about another team that's certainly in the middle of quite a conversation, AJ.
Who would that be?
This Pittsburgh Steelers team. Wow.
Whoa.
Now, there was a tweet that Tone Diggs put out yesterday after the game that certainly garnered some attention from not only Pittsburgh Steelers fans, but also Cleveland Browns fans. Here's what Tone Diggs put out into the world. I'm seeing Browns fans celebrating. They just beat the Steelers.
Yep.
Just beat the Steelers. By the way, the backup quarterback named DTR, who is a rookie and everything like that. Hate to break, they've also lost their number one running back and their number one quarterback for the season. I'm seeing Browns fans celebrating beating rival Pittsburgh Steelers. Hate to break it to you, but neither of those teams on the field today have any chance at the North or a playoff win. Those teams stink. Now, clearly, Tone Diggs was being a little passive-aggressive because he was on the receiving end of an L in this particular game. And if the Steelers somehow won that game, Tone Diggs would be same old Braddies. Pittsburgh Steelers are able to win without even completing a ball in the middle of the field like every other offense operates in. Tone, I got a chance to chat with you this morning. You think the Steelers are dead, done for. Go ahead and bury them. Need to move on. Is that not your take, your thoughts? And maybe you were just projecting that outward instead of maybe keeping it inside?
I learned a lot of things from that tweet. Number one, cope, bro. I didn't know that cope was a thing. People just say cope to you now.
Like when you're pooping, in the shower, on a road trip, every single hour, watching movies, after dinner, crushing beers, chewing cope, I'm a winner. Is that what you're talking about? Like the Copenhagens? You're talking about Copenhagen?
I wish we were talking about like some cope straight or something. Like, no, they just say cope, like hold that. Like I think it's the new like hold that L, bro.
Yeah,
it's
like
cope
with that L, bro.
You really delivered that.
And they were like,
Thank you. I've heard a lot of it this year.
But yeah. I learned that from the tweet, which is cool. I'm going to start using that. Part of me was a little upset because Steelers are dead. Not that they were ever alive.
6-4.
People,
you thought they were?
You need to quit doing that.
It's a good record.
Good record.
So it's above 500, just like Tomlin's always been.
It might be their record. 6-4 might be their record, but they're a 1-9 team.
Whew. Jeez.
Tony.
Record says 6-4.
Shut up.
They play. The record is when you go out there and you play the game.
The record isn't what they are.
You are
okay?
what your record
You're
says.
not.
That is exactly what you are.
Correct.
You is what you is.
There's a couple shining parts on that team, one being Jalen Warren.
Dog.
I don't know why. I mean, people are saying Naj is running like he's wearing jeans. He's not, okay? He's running like he took Myles Garrett's sweatpants. He put them on. He jumped into a 10-foot pool, got out of that pool, and then tried to play running back with those soaking wet sweatpants on.
I saw those sweats. I saw those sweats. I know which ones you're talking
about. Them? What's weird about them? What are you talking about?
They seem in the front section, they just have a little extra texture.
Yeah, a little bloated.
Yeah, a little crunch to it.
Yeah.
It's like a crunchy peanut butter.
Exactly.
As opposed to the smooth.
Right.
Yeah.
Please for pounds.
That's exactly what it
Kenny
was.
is broken, okay? He's broken. Unfixable.
Whoa.
I love the guy, too. He's a guy you can have a beer with. He's nice.
You guys play softball together.
He was the nicest dude I've ever met, but he's broken, okay?
Oh, no.
There are people, he treats, I don't know if it's him or it's Matt Canada.
Nope.
America.
Nope. I was going to say other countries, but I don't want to offend worser countries.
What, Matt China?
Who would that be?
Boom.
I saw him just walking around.
Yeah.
Him and Kenny treat as if between the numbers is lava, okay?
Yeah.
You can't go there. Even though there's wide-ass open wide receivers running there.
Yeah.
It ain't Matt's fault.
Nope. Matt Canada has been.
Whose fault is it, Darius?
Hey, I always said good players make good coaches. And I think I agree with him. I think Kenny's cooked right now.
Kenny might be cooked, but let's not do this. Let's not start turning Matt Cannon into some Cinderella story. The guy sucked for 3 years.
Hey.
He sucked ass for 3
right,
years.
too.
With who? With who?
Ben, Mitch, and Kenny.
You watch your mouth.
Get the man a QB.
You watch your mouth about 7.
He
Sam.
had Ben.
Don't you dare.
He had Ben, and I watched Ben on footballing follow along with some of Kenny's throws.
Yeah.
And Ben is just as confused as anybody. And if they run this. That's Ben on the left.
A lot of time.
Go,
They're taking a shot.
Kenny.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Well, I was hoping someone was over there.
There's literally nobody there.
Where was our guy at?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
I was real excited when I saw the ball going, and then I realized
I was too. I was like, man, we're going deep.
I didn't see.
Okay. So we don't show it? We don't show replays?
You don't need a replay, right?
What is going on?
What do you need a replay for?
This is how far we've fallen. Okay?
What's that?
We've gone from 7 just throwing for 500 a game. You guys know about
relax.
To
tough.
where, I mean, Kenny threw for under 100 yards until the Mickey Mouse last play of the game.
It's a good play.
Mickey Mouse don't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
The defense stinks. I mean,
What?
They gave up 10
I thought that was the
Yeah.
13.
You got TJ
they're 23rd
Watt.
against the run and pass, 27th in yards. So I don't know if those are good numbers or not.
Whoa.
You gave up.
It's all right. Everybody in the locker room's in a good spirits. Here's Najee Harris after the game, giving some answers from his locker. Yinzers are listening, thinking, all right, it's going to get better, right? Here's Najee Harris, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Do you think everybody has that team first attitude?
What a question.
Do I think everybody has a team first on his team? Yeah.
I'd rather not talk about the team. I'd rather just talk about me, my performance. If you don't ask a question about
I
me.
want to talk about me. I want to talk about I want to talk about number one, me, my, oh, my. That's what he just said there. He said, I don't want to be giving my opinions on anybody else. And then he also talked a little bit about, like, on-field production stuff. Here's Najee Harris a little bit more.
Seem like the other teams know what's coming.
That's a good question.
He's laughing.
It's good. Just thinking about it.
Looks yoked.
Yeah, in some situations.
Yeah, I mean.
To be honest with you, there's just a lot of stuff that just goes around that just
I mean, DV rocks. It does.
It's just that you guys don't see. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just at a point, man, where it's just like, man, I'm just tired. I mean, you can do two things. You can look at the record and say, okay, well, we're still good right now. Or you can look at the record and be like, if we keep playing this type of football, how long is it going to last?
Second part.
There's two ways.
I look at it like, how long is it going to last?
Okay, he thinks.
You know, y'all can look at it like it's a good record, but I mean, it's the NFL. You know, it's winning like how we did is not going to get us nowhere.
Okay, so it's all good, I think, in the locker room, AJ. That's what I'm hearing out of there. He said, they know what we're doing. A record is how long we going to last. And not everybody's in the team. Okay. So that's what Naj is saying. He's in a terrible spot, obviously. He's not a PR doctor. He doesn't have a doctorate in PR. But him not having the words tells me that there's a lot of guys that probably feel similar to how Najee feels. And what a disaster over there in Pittsburgh, AJ.
What happens? I mean, this is not – it's not normal for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's the organization from the top down is always tight, like family, the alumni's back there. Everything's always in line. They all kind of have the same common goal. Like, what's going to happen the rest of the season and next year for Pittsburgh?
Tone, you have about 15 seconds to kind of wrap this whole thing up. What would you say?
Well, they're going to lose to the 4 other backup quarterbacks that they play this upcoming season, and then they're just going to make no changes this offseason, and we'll be back next year with 8 or 9 wins, and it's going to be awesome.
Nice. Sounds like you're pumped about it. That's Steeler football. Congrats to the Browns getting a big-time win. D-Hop hits another game winner for him. I'm happy to see Myles Garrett just take over games against anybody. He is a specimen. They might with the way that defense plays. Offensively, they got Flacco. Will he be the guy? We shall see. We'll overreact to tonight's Super Bowl rematch all day tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Goodbye.
Nice.
I had to adjust there. Tony, you even took a take in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, I also learned that from the tweet. Did you know?
Okay.
This was the most mind-boggling thing that I heard yesterday.
All right.
Do you know that they, as in the Browns fans, think that they're going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Why not?
Yeah.
What are you laughing about, D-Butt?
They're calling,
a great team.
They're calling DTR Peyton Manning.
Kind of looked like him yesterday.
Yeah, his rookie year.
A little bit,
just
at
like
times.
What are you talking about?
Times.
What are you talking about?
So yes, the Steelers got outgained yesterday.
What?
Again.
What?
But it was 250 to 240 yards. It was an absolute barn burner, okay? And you only got 250 yards against that terrible defense, okay? There's a lot better defenses out there. You're gonna have to do a lot better than 13 points against a lot of teams out there.
Steelers defense is known for being good.
Yeah, one of the toughest D's in the league.
Steel Curtin was a long time ago.
Got TJ Watt.
Wow, you've given up. This guy's dead.
Tony Smith.
TJ.
I mean, come on.
Who?
Smith.
Tone, were you happy when Ben was there winning Super Bowls? Were you ever happy during those seasons?
I was ecstatic.
Yeah, they were jumping over fires in the
Once
streets.
they won. No, after they won, he was probably miserable the whole year leading up.
Sweet.
AJ, that wasn't even. I mean, you went into every game expecting a win during those days. Like, it didn't matter who you played.
Yeah, and when you took that terrible towel out, it was because, hey, this is not only going to help me, kind of blow some steam.
Right. Hey.
And make me feel part of it. But also, we're doing this because we're like the Patriots. We could shit talk anybody.
That was the only team.
Steelers are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's going to be. Now it's not like that at all. It's like, are the Steelers going to get a first down in the first half?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a much different game. That's a much different game.
The respect for the terrible towel right now is at an all-time low. I'm seeing some things done with the terrible towel I haven't seen.
Yeah, some
like what?
Mickey Mouse guy rubbing his ass with
Jacksonville dude, then somebody from Cleveland.
No, it wasn't even Jerome Ford. It wasn't even Jerome Ford.
I saw Ford back there.
Yeah, it was some other Ford.
He was wiping his ass. I saw Ford bopping off the field, wiping ass with terrible
Wasn't even Jerome.
Mike Cope, the founder of the terrible towel, very dead. Rest in peace.
Damn.
Peace.
He's rolling over because of what's going on with this terrible towel.
Also, as fans, what the fuck are we doing? Hold on to your towels. Quit getting them snatched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about tired of the towels getting snatched.
Leaving it behind?
Everything we say about Pittsburgh, I mean, you heard AJ say it like, it feels like the Cowboys are taking on the identity of that Yinzer, that Pittsburgh guy, Mike McCarthy. The Pittsburgh images were tough, okay?
Oh, it's Mike Ford. He's an undercover dog.
He is, certainly, and he's got great dreads, and on his way out, he wipes his ass.
Oh, no!
That was his top cheek.
Double yoink!
That's a diarrhea if you're wiping up air.
Yeah.
That's maybe a bounce off the toilet water back up if you're wiping
Why
up
is that
air.
Steelers fan so happy to
The
get
guy's
a
wearing a
brown
Heinz Ward jersey. He should have slapped him
That's
in the mouth.
not a real fan. That's a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so happy.
That's an inside job.
Look how
as
ugly
FBI.
that guy is. That guy's from Cleveland.
He gave him and he took the Browns one too.
He gave a Gatorade towel to him.
It's a Southside Yinzer.
No, that guy's too ugly. He's been drinking Cleveland water.
What? No.
We got some ugly people in Pittsburgh.
Hey, give it back. Give it back.
We got some.
Oh.
That is.
This guy thought they were having a fun moment.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look at him.
Get it back now.
Come on, give me a towel.
Heinz is rolling over above ground.
That guy's a paid actor. He was at the Capitol too.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that is the Vikings.
I don't know what you're bringing up there, but there's a birthday coming up. Whatever the case, this can't be happening anymore. And it all revolves around a football team. That's what I'm realizing. Because the Pittsburgh Penguins are holding up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
How'd it go? How'd it go, Golden Knights fans?
I'll tell you what, the Golden Knights may be dead.
Whoa.
They've just played like absolute crap. I mean, I try. Okay, these games are on real late, and I'm like, I'll check it out. I'll watch it.
Half bottle whiskey.
Exactly. On the weekend.
It's Tuesday.
No, on the weekend.
Oh, on the weekend. Sorry.
On the
Of
weekends.
course.
I mean,
Maybe a Wednesday.
No, well, 1 or 2 on Wednesday, not a half bottle.
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, come on. I mean, we got things to do still.
Triple.
And they lose. And then, we get a 6 o'clock game. Hey, perfect. I'm not going to be sleeping. I'll watch this. They look like shit, I mean, you guys talk about the entire time. I mean, yeah, I know the Penguins won 5 games in a row, but you've said this team's old. They're slow.
What?
They fucking stink.
That was a different time. That was a different team. Now we're younger again.
Well, that's what I'm expecting. And then I watch this game, and then afterwards, this mutt who is, the backup goalie for the Penguins, he's wearing a Myles Garrett jersey after the game.
That guy's part of the problem.
And that's the guy you want representing Pittsburgh? I was beside myself.
Wow. He also scored a goalie goal. He scored a goalie goal in the minors on, I think it was Friday night.
That's where
It's been a hell of a weekend for that guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Nedeljkovic.
Hey, get the hell out of town. Hey, we got a goalie. Anybody needs one. This guy's great. He's got great stick. He scored.
Yeah.
Shout out the Knights.
Scored. Guy stand on his head.
Wow. In that locker room.
This guy
Proud to wear it, too.
What's his name? Malkovich?
Who cares what
What's
guy's
happening to
from?
Pittsburgh?
Get in
Is he
the
from
fuck.
Cleveland?
How do you even know? His last name ends in an itch. He's from overseas.
Listen, I love the Browns. Okay, I appreciate what they got going on. That can't be taking place. He's from Ohio.
Never mind. That's on me.
And name ends with an itch. He's out of town.
You were so sure of it.
There's
too.
no itches. There's no itches in America.
No,
Especially in Ohio.
He's from Parma, Ohio. You know about Parma, AJ?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a big Browns fan, of course. That's everyone's a Browns fan there.
A lot of itches.
I mean, the city's imploding.
Send his ass back to the minors.
How the Riverhounds doing?
They won it
Dominant.
all. They won everything you could possibly win.
Yep.
Thanks for asking.
How's Plum doing?
Really good. Our esports team is done. We're moving up.
No way. I don't believe that. Pull up the standings.
State champions.
I didn't tell you guys the stats the other day.
No.
Oh, that was West Virginia. West Virginia's Rocket League team.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking unstoppable.
Problem.
Unstoppable. We went into Liberty, I think, and just
Yep.
spraying goals all over the place. Anyways, I
More
don't
than
know.
goals.
I don't know what Plum Esports is doing, but
Sox team won a state championship.
ever heard of that?
Boom.
Football team's in the Whippeal finals.
What?
Yep.
We're just talking about the history of our school.
No, this year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Football team's
They're in
in
the
the
finals
Whippeal
right now?
finals?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we.
Go ahead, check it.
I don't think we had a great year this year on the football field.
What do you mean?
Going to get better. Going to get better.
They have a Thanksgiving game? coming up?
Whippeal? Is that the league? What is Whippeal?
Western Pennsylvania Scholastic Athletic League. Yeah, AQ Shipley's a Hall of Famer in there, actually, because of his basketball abilities, because what he used to do in the paint at Moon Township High School, obviously an absolute stallion. But yeah, things are going the wrong way for a couple teams at Plum. Things are going the right way for other teams at Plum, though.
Hell yeah.
Our women's soccer team, unbelievable.
Boom.
Our girls lacrosse team, phenomenal.
Always.
Our boys soccer team, I think, really good.
Okay.
We got screwed by the refs, classic Plum.
What else is
Getting
new?
screwed. Football team, though, going the wrong way.
No.
Oh, no.
Just a down.
Is Haddlebags coaching?
Nah, he's fucking cleaning windows. Why doesn't he get his ass on that sideline?
Bingo.
Coordinator.
Head coach.
See, but why don't you go coach Plum, Darius? Now, you too, AJ. We could do the whole.
Boom.
What was his name? One coach of Ringgold? No. Ditka? No.
What?
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana with the Ringgold.
No, somebody coached at Ringgold. Remember, it was like a series. They're like going to bring this team back.
It was Ditka.
That was Aliquippa, right?
No, I think it was Ringgold. I think it was Ringgold.
It was Ditka, I think.
It was Ditka.
That's what we need. Maybe
They did not do well.
That's you guys.
I'm going to bring Todd Haley in to coach our high school.
Yes, for real.
Yeah, that's what we need to start doing.
Big
Put up
Ben.
100 points a game.
Undefeated.
That's what I'm fucking talking
Big
about.
Ben, OC, or head coach.
Well, it's going to be tough to get Big Ben, but I think Todd Haley like addicted to the game.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Remember, he was coaching in the ABCFL.
Exactly. Florida Vipers.
I'm breaking all the rules. I go to high school. I'm
Vegas.
recruiting. I'm paying parents off, buying houses.
Yeah, you got a bank. You got a bank behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I am. I'm
They
kind
do
of
it now?
Me,
Yeah.
the boys here. We
You
got
gotta get them to transfer in. You guys make it like your own IMG academy, basically.
The issue
Bring
is
people
we
in
have to
smaller.
build an apartment fucking complex because we ain't got none of those in Plum.
Oh, we can do house families.
Phil just texted me. It was Montour and it was Dick Buckus. They did not do well that year.
We were close though. on tour. Ring.
Same.
Yeah.
He's a better basketball coach.
Bingo. Hang time.
Great show. Great movie. Anyways, you go coach down Plum, Darius? Put it on the radar?
Let's do it. I got the bank behind me. We good.
Boom.
But Orshlovsky.
I don't know if we just fired a guy, but sorry about it.
Sorry about
Yeah, I can't bring Dano.
We were good when I coached there. Maybe we should go back.
Who's that?
Huh?
I'm not going back there to coach. You?
Okay. No,
I'm not. I'm not supposed to coach.
Maybe in like 10 years.
I mean, you mentioned it this weekend. It's time. Coach Diggs picks up the whistle and gets back out there.
I tried to talk him into it this weekend. I'm like, we need fucking Coach Diggs storming the sidelines. You will never guess what Coach Diggs' kid said.
Yeah.
Coach Diggs' kid said something.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Bad.
What do you
Not
mean?
good.
Like,
I said that's just not his sweet spot. His sweet spot is 7th, 8th grade. Okay, that's where he knows how to motivate.
Don't say he don't have a clue how to coach high school.
Whoa. But he's 7th, 8th grade he can?
Yeah.
They lost to the Norwin Pepperonis in the fucking bocce tournament.
Heartbreak.
And now all of a sudden Tone's like, he can't coach these high school kids. It's like,
Coach.
Coach Diggs needs a dub.
He does.
It's on the hot seat
Guys, I
now,
can
though.
see him this
Frank
week.
Reich.
I was supposed to say between us.
Nah. Between us is for the good of the Mustangs.
Yeah.
He's not going to
Wait,
bring.
since he lost his
he's not
bocce
going to bring
tournament?
pumpkin rolls
Yeah,
anymore.
I can't say what the Plum team's name is because I'm only 0.01% Italian, although I do have a horn. Other people can say. It rhymes with the name of that pop, Fago.
Aaron drinks. Yeah, Aaron drinks after games sometimes.
It's the Wild and then blank.
His name.
I can't remember. What was it?
And we lost to the Norwin Pepperonis.
Yeah, and they're a good team.
It was the Plum Dagos.
Well,
okay.
What was that?
Plum Dagos.
There it is. That's the name of the team. They show up.
Like how'd your day go?
So wait, how did the Plum Dagos lose?
They lost to the Pepperonis.
You can't say that.
I don't think you can say that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do what you just did.
I'm just asking what.
Beautiful. That was disgusting.
You poach.
You cannot say what you said.
Classic Italian propaganda.
You potato fuck.
Yeah. Well, whoa. Listen, I'm Irish as well. You need to watch it.
No,
Easy,
you're
Tony,
Italian.
easy.
You're wearing a horn.
I do have a horn on. I don't even know. I know I'm not allowed.
I'm just calling the team by the team name. Is that so bad? What am I supposed to say?
You're kind of right.
Your coach did put us in.
We did it for years in the NFL and the
Yeah.
NFC East.
The Plum
They had
D's?
jerseys with that on it?
Yeah.
Uniforms. Yeah.
Jerseys.
Come on.
We're trying to hang one in the rafters here from Coach Diggs, but they didn't win a damn championship. So it's hard to.
Maybe next
That
year.
Pepperoni's team was using different balls.
Yeah.
Had to have
And the
been.
Pebbles on there.
Pebbles
and a
sucked.
bullshit track.
I'm about sick of that Norwin soccer team, by the way. Very good. They're winning like state championship. I don't know if they got as much skill as the Pepperonis, but
Doubt it.
their soccer team.
Are they really the Pepperonis?
Yes, that's their name. Thank you, sir.
That's awesome.
Here's Coach Diggs' uniform.
Boom. You see that thing stenciled on there?
Don't you say he wears like the coaching shorts too?
Oh yeah, bike shorts underneath, but
With these
Oh,
Stenciled.
AJ with the old Auto Mix lifting wrestling shoes. I don't know if you remember those. Those were all time, but yeah.
socks, obviously.
Like the high top shoe,
Yep.
like wrestling type shoes.
We got a bandana tight on too on the head.
Don't you say he wears a lot of like jewelry too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Iced out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he has to come coach Plum.
That's
He
what we're
has to.
saying. Him having to give a speech every single day to these kids is must-see TV.
We need it.
We put a camera in there and just start spying, just like Shefty said there. Did you hear that? Did you hear what Shefty said?
About what?
We'll talk about it in the next hour. Shefty said there's cameras in every meeting room.
Oh, I did hear. There's no way.
I don't think he.
That's what he said.
He doesn't. How would he know? You can't sit.
He said,
He would
have.
know.
You
got
need
the
to tell the
footage.
players. There's no way. I mean, usually I don't believe that.
He said,
But
I
maybe
have
it's changed.
video
Yeah.
from more
From
meetings
meetings?
than you could imagine.
Yeah, he did.
He said that.
Said D-Butt.
Said it confidently too.
That's weird if it is. Are they hidden cameras? Because players are paranoid too. Everyone will
Yeah.
look around like we know where a camera is and mics.
Let's get to a break. Boys, let's not be saying anything too, about any of these coaches that are maybe making decisions about your lives.
I hear you.
Shefty got these bugs for sure.
Ours?
ESPN, they came in here probably wired. Beep, beep,
Well, they can hear us.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're speaking into
Yeah,
it.
he's like, you're
Well,
not going
no,
to believe
even-
what the
even
city
when
had
they're
said. He
not-
called it
They're
Wachito.
off.
When they're off,
Yeah. Always on.
The internet.
What did I say again? With Cheetah?
With Cheetah.
With Cheetah.
Yeah, that was the.
speaking of, let's
Sorry,
go to
guys.
the marquee, please. It's been 0 days since our show last said Wichita to describe Wichita. Rate the most famous Wichita resident of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry, why'd you do the story in the Wichita Eagle?
How many times have they been to March Madness?
I thought you were joshing.
Me
To
too.
be honest.
I thought.
I didn't know. I thought it was a different city.
Never
I
said
had no
that word in
idea.
my
Did
life.
you watch Twister recently? Because they were in Wichita and Wichita quite a bit.
Never said that word in my life.
It was awesome. Well, we're happy you said it here today.
Great.
Because I never knew that could even be said. You know what I mean?
No.
I had a driver's
change the name.
I had a driver's ed teacher in high school that was going through like signs, and it was Tucson, clearly.
Yeah.
And I was the last period of the day. And he said, "How many miles do you think it is to Tucson here on this?" And I said, "I have no idea how far Tucson is, but I would say Tucson is about 6 miles or 5 miles up there on the right," or whatever he said. That is Tucson, isn't it? Yes, sir. I've been saying that all day.
Oh, man.
All day. He just, Tucson, 6 miles. Everybody, he was a football coach. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need more coaches that are teachers that can't pronounce words coaching the Plum Mustangs.
Amen.
Perfect man for the job.
And the Steelers.
What was his name? Offensive line coach back in the day? Driver's ed teacher?
Oh, Stewie.
Good guy.
Stu.
You had driver's ed in school? It was a class?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Take that and drive. Then you get a certain thingy that you can put on your insurance or whatever.
That's why we don't drive with 2 feet.
Yeah. That's why naturally people from our
We
sport.
all can't be great drivers. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I was about to say. We are much better drivers than you are.
I'd love to get our brake pads checked, see who rides the brakes more. Definitely not me.
Okay. Yeah, because people that drive with 1 foot, more natural to ride their brakes than somebody that drives with 2.
Of course.
That makes sense. Everything you're saying.
Ohio, he's got Callahan brake pads, so we're not getting those around here.
AJ, you'll buy a pair of brakes for somebody I'll make this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
Pair of brakes! Oh, I thought that was him.
Yeah. Look very
Looks
good.
real good.
That's good.
This guy's
Look
working
good.
out. PFT was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was great.
He was.
Coach Corso, just not fully knowing what they signed up for was awesome too. His name's what? PFT commenter. What's PFT stand for? I'm like, well, that's the website that he was a commenter on. He was very prolific, and then that has obviously led to a full thing. Okay, so do we? PFT is what we just call him? Yeah.
Yep. 3 letters.
And he's genius. Just wait. He's going to be up there pitching high heat out there. And he did. I was pumped to see him on there.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Missed that kick.
You had me convinced that he had a chance.
To make the kick?
Yeah.
He's
He had the distance.
Yeah.
I thought he was making the kick.
Yeah.
I thought he was making it.
It was downhill, too.
That was tough, though. Right out of the car, right into there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're going to be kicking this for $250,000. I don't think you knew that. I didn't know that until it came out of my mouth.
Ready, though, right? He had the cleats on?
Yeah, had his cleats on. That's why when I walked over, I was like, "You got your cleats on?" He said, "I'm ready for anything." I was like, okay.
Smart man.
That was the dog was supposed to happen because the dog came on Friday. Duke dog.
Oh.
Ben would have probably had a better attempt.
He should be guest picker.
Duke dog mascot. Ben probably could figure it out. One of the smartest dogs I've ever seen. That fucker just literally knows exactly where to go all the time.
Yeah.
Duke dog, the mascot, running mouth on Instagram.
Oh.
Then on Friday at show, running mouth about doing a kick. It's like, all right, $100,000 tomorrow. You kick?
Yep.
I'm like, all right, we'll do this. And then terrible.
Yeah, embarrassed himself.
Almost lined up the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning was looking this way, and I'm like, oh, I got by a mascot. I'm about to do a little
Duke dog
hijinks. It's about to be a little mascot-y hijinks here. And then swung, made contact. That was good. Laid right on ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say, hey, dog, get the
hell out of here.
Yeah, fuck off.
Cool mascot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking to Kurt Signetti at one point, and then Duke Dog was trying to get the crowd to yell in the middle of his answers because Duke Dog was getting bored. And I almost said, hey, Duke Dog, why don't you fucking scram? Okay,
I felt that.
From me to this, this guy's giving great answers, and this fucking dog is standing down here, and it's like, yo, hey, these people can hear, okay, Duke Dog? I don't know how I feel about Duke Dog. I'm going to be honest.
Might have jinxed it.
Love everything.
I know how you feel. I know how you feel about Duke Dog.
Love everything at JMU. Loved everything about it.
Yeah.
I was very happy that dog missed that kick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the flip side, was thinking PFT was going to make that for $250,000. He gave it a good swing.
Very close.
It was windy out there.
It was.
It was.
I'm happy you didn't just blame the hold, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's like easy thing to do.
Right.
Just bad hold. All right, let's get out of here.
Well, he didn't even pull it, too. Like we talked last week about how everyone pulls it.
That kid who kicked for that was the worst one we've seen.
It's so bad.
Same as the, was it Notre Dame?
Duke.
Duke.
I think it was Duke.
He had clown shoes on, size 18. And
Just pulled it so hard.
Duke Dog looked like an all-pro kicker compared to that kid.
What's this guy's problem?
I don't know.
All right, let's get to a break. Hey, Duke Dog, you did your best. You make that kick, I have completely different thoughts about you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, need to beat App State.
Have to.
Yeah, 9 points.
How happy were you?
I was pretty stunned, but I definitely wasn't pissed off about the result.
What a heel
of the
turn
game.
on Friday.
I know.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll break down tonight's game. We'll go to overreactions from all around the internet, and we'll cover everything we haven't chatted about. This is glorious Overreaction Monday. We appreciate you. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career.
Why?
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind.
Also, I do believe I'm going to have a microphone at the ESPYs.
Whoa!
I just went to a breakfast with the producers of the ESPYs, and so I had to play the game here. I typed up a full fake speech yesterday that was close enough to what it's going to be. And then today they wanted a breakfast so that they could relay out the entire thing, and I'm not doing this. I already got my speech. You guys can either help it or not help it and mute my mic if you want to. So we're off to a good start.
ESPN's Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee.
I had to give a speech at this rehearsal, and God bless everybody at the ESPYs, because I don't do rehearsals well. I've never been able to do them, and I'm definitely not letting these people who didn't want me to be able to be in the position that I was in to hear anything that I'm actually going to say.
Sure. No.
So I had to give 2 fake speeches. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. I am not your host. No. Ladies and gentlemen, the best NFL player of 2023 the ESPY goes to the ketchup lover himself, Patrick Mahomes. There it is. Congrats, Patrick. You deserve it. We love watching you play football, Patrick. Rehearsing. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. As I'm walking out to go do my final fake speech, I get a text from Plane Lady. They just had to U-turn because something was forgot. Took off 7 minutes, turned around, flew back there. Connor flew back to Dolphins. I've never heard of that.
Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers. I don't know, but I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. 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 Hey, I got the drop.
All right, I'm about to go do this thing. Lil Wayne's about to do I'm Melly, and I'm walking out. And I'm gonna talk about AJ Hawk drinking his piss.
Please welcome ESPN's Pat McAfee.
Welcome to the 2023 ESPY. I am not your host. No. There was supposed to be a funny host, a host that's friends with The Rock, a host that does interviews out of a cold tub, a host that I've never met, but from the pictures on the internet, I think that some bitch is about yay tall. It is an absolute honor to be in this room celebrating the hell out of sports excellence. Sports are the greatest thing in the world. Sports are amazing. In a world that is seemingly divided by everything, if you go to any stadium or arena or locker room, you will see people from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic classes, races, religions, differing of opinions, all uniting for one thing, and that's to beat the hell out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Damar Hamlin is here tonight. We all watched the situation unfolding on Monday Night Football, and we all at home feared for the absolute worst. And Skip Bayless was like, get that dead body off the field. We got playoff implications on the line. He said it. The tweet's still up. Hashtag delete the tweet, Skip. Come on.
I still don't think Skip should put that tweet out tomorrow. I think that was a little insensitive. In the past 12 months, 3 teams have brought their fans in city a championship for the first time ever. The LSU women's basketball team is here tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights won their first ever Stanley Cup. That's hockey. And the Denver Nuggets won their first ever NBA championship. You know, every once in a while, though, sports will contribute to society some monsters. There was a man who would put a wolf mask on and actually go into banks with a gun and rob them for money so that he could watch these 2 assholes play football. So we apologize. The sports world obviously isn't perfect. Sue us. Don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. I'm getting sued by Brett Favre.
What?
One NBA star is not here that I was kind of hoping for. He is 7'5", needs to apologize to Britney Spears. All of us, learning of him very recently, can't wait to watch him take on the NBA's best, the Kardashian family. Kendall Jenner's starting 5 would win the NBA championship every single year. You know it. You know it, Jamal. If they were in the bubble, your ass is getting smoked, dude. Hit that! Love that. There's people in here that do crazy things to get their body from one game to the next. There's acupuncture, obviously. There's people that change their entire sleeping patterns. There's people that live in a way that no fun is had so that they can show up for their teammates in. As we've recently learned, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career. And it's that type of commitment and dedication to craft and sport. It's been almost 20 years since the loss of Pat Tillman, but every time we pay tribute to his legacy of sacrifice and service, we're continuing to live on in his honor. The presenter of the Pat Tillman Award for Service, Yinzer Damar Hamlin. That was pretty good time. I've got all Walter Hazard moments before I went out there, so vibes were super high. That was damn good. Everybody's got Bryce Young, Will Levis, and Will Anderson above CJ Stroud, allegedly.
Lock him in.
We will 1,000,000% continue to drive that narrative. Because with what my eyes seen, AJ, and what you have seen, if C.J. Stroud ends up at the Colts at number 4, I'm happy about the future of the Colts all of a sudden. So this will be the last time we say this. C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in this draft class.
That's right, for sure.
We are massive fans of them. And whenever we say, whatever we say over the next few months before the draft, we would like it to not be held against us because we know we are a part of the entire system here. And we need C.J. Stroud and Indy.
Have to have him.
Plus, it's really fun to say Stroud.
Yeah, we need him to go Dahn to the 4th pick.
Do you think they have to trade up? Because Texans are right there at 2, and, you know, those are the 2 quarterbacks of the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's an opportunity and a chance for us to move, too. We got a lot of pieces to the puzzle that aren't necessarily going to be there in the future, probably. You bundle that with the 4 overall pick, I think you could maybe move up to 1, and then you get C.J. Stroud.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, November 20th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts now. Football is happening all week. It's Thanksgiving week. That's AJ Hawk. AJ, happy Thanksgiving week, AJ.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving week to all of you as well.
That means football is going to be in abundance.
Wow.
Great football is going to be in abundance, not only on Thanksgiving Day where we got a stacked card. Packers, Lions, Commies, Cowboys. Hey, listen, Sam Howell will make that thing exciting.
Oh, yes, he will. Does.
He throws one pick,
What?
2 picks,
What?
3 picks.
What?
He's going to pick himself up off the ground, and he's going to throw right back into triple coverage. And there's a chance that thing's going to be a touchdown, and there's a chance he's going to throw his 4th pick.
What?
And maybe his 5th pick.
What?
But that'll be exciting. That'll be great football in the midday. You know, some people don't last through that one because that's prime nap time after a nice lunch. Or if it's early dinner, we're sitting around the table. Afterwards, though, when you wake up or when you're done, Niners and Seahawks. Geno came back into the game on Sunday, had a great drive down the field to put them in the field goal range. Long window, 55-yarder, ends up drifting off right. They lose the game to the Rams, but nonetheless, Thanksgiving's awesome. And then on Saturday, it's the big one, AJ. Hey, here we go. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ohio State, Michigan. College football playoff spot on the line. A date with the Iowa Hawkeyes on the line.
Hell yeah.
How are your thoughts? What is Ohio like here just 6 days out?
Everyone's pretty excited here. Obviously, with all of the Jim Harbaugh situation going around, that's been the talk for most people. But yeah, I think now that it's game week, people are juiced, man. Ohio State's 4-point dogs, I think, at this point.
I believe that is the line at this particular standpoint of the game, which is fascinating after watching those two teams play this past weekend and the weekend before, and how they've done and who looks good at what positions. Ooh. You know, now it being in Michigan is certainly something. And a couple years back, I had the opportunity to go into the Fox studios over there in Los Angeles. They had a robot. That big one was Cletus.
Yep.
In the lobby.
Kind of a dog.
Had a countdown to the game. Okay, had a countdown to the game. You hear about like Michigan, I guess, allegedly there's like some practice each week for Ohio State of all year round. Ohio State, same. Is that the sentiment? Is that true? Like this one is different than everything else, right? I mean, this is.
Yeah, we had a when Coach Tressel was there, I don't know exactly what they do now, but we had like a Michigan period at some point in every single practice, and it usually sucked. Wow. It usually was running half gassers where all of a sudden it'd be that period. You're in the middle of doing like team ones-on-ones, and boom, you all go to the sideline, and every coach runs the half gassers as well, and then you go right back to practice.
And it's like, hey, Michigan is doing this. We have to do this. It's become one of the greatest rivalries in all of sport, obviously, and it's happening on Saturday. Big implicate. Hey, massive here. Massive. Especially with what's going on around college football this year. Down the South, how's that thing going to shape up? Obviously, Washington ends up winning in a. Hey, there's guys pissing.
Oh, yeah.
At the stadium.
What's going on?
Out there at Oregon State.
It was raining. It was going to wash away. What?
I understand. Hey, the world's your toilet, especially if it's raining as much as it did. That video is out there. You can find it if you need it. But on the field, speaking of rain, cameras have gotten too good.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Cameras have gotten too good. I couldn't even really tell it was raining until you would see like a side angle, and then you would see it bouncing off the helmets, and then all the other cameras, 4K, looks like they're just kind of easy, like perfect conditions almost. With how bad it was coming down, with what that Washington offense is, for that last play, let's go trips right. Okay, let's go ahead and motion. And Rome Odunze, you're over, just like against Oregon, same exact play. Hey, you're over there, they're all running something else, and this is going to one spot alone. And Mel Kiper, I saw at the bottom, he has Rome Odunze as the 7th best prospect coming into the NFL draft for good reason. He makes his massive plays. They cement a win over Oregon State in tough conditions, tough crowd, with once again fans pissing all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But you think about Washington, what's going on, Oregon, what's going on, and the fact that Michigan nor Ohio State can both end up in a Big Ten championship is certainly something as well. You know what I mean? Because these other teams that have a loss can go to the championship and make it right almost. Yeah. You lose this one, you're
done.
That's it.
Everything you've done. Yeah, that's what makes it so big. That's what makes it such an awesome game, especially with both teams being undefeated. You know, hey, if we lose, everything that we dream of and work for is gone. So yeah, we better win this one.
Whole year. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. Big weekend in Ann Arbor.
Huge weekend. Can't wait for this one, though.
J.J. McCarthy has not had his best football the last couple of weeks. Now, 2 weeks ago, didn't have to because they just handed the ball off the entire time. Offensive line coach, new offensive coordinator, new head coach. He said, let's just go ahead and get out of here What do we know we can do? Well, we can just run this right down AQ Shipley in Penn State's face.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do that. Against Maryland, they had him spinning it a good bit more. Like, hey, we're going to have to develop this. We're going to have to do it. It was not great.
No.
And there was a couple situations at the end where you think, like, oh, this is probably where Harbaugh would come in and make this much smoother. But this week, we assume everybody's going to be at their best. Cannot wait to get up to Ann Arbor. Cannot wait to experience it all.
Yeah, that's going to be incredible. But last year, right? One of them, I forget who won, but they both made it to the playoff. Like, there probably is still a route somehow, right?
This year feels different with
Now,
Washington
too
and
tough.
Oregon
Yeah,
and Alabama
Florida
and
State.
Texas and everything that, like, there's just Florida State now.
which we'll
Whole different
see.
conversation. That was
Man.
ugly.
Yeah, bad.
I was watching, I think alongside Connor was as well, Kevin Nagandi and Booger McFarland, and they dropped into that game just like, all right, let's go check on what's going on down in Florida State. And it was the play
Yes.
that had happened. And Kevin Nagandi's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he has no idea what's taking place. And they cut the game. That's brutal for him and for them. And obviously, anytime you see something like that, you just immediately go positive thoughts towards Cuz there. But that looked bad. And now what happens? You know, with the whole where it was, what they are, who they are, who they judge it, how do they judge it. It's just college football
How
is
does the committee
insane.
do anything? Yeah, how does the committee do anything from here on with anything like, they got that committee, they make some important decisions for a lot of different universities.
It's insane. Let's talk about a player that was playing in, obviously, the game in a big way, and a man who played in the college football playoff after losing to Michigan at home last year, and we got a chance to watch him, and we just ran the video from the national championship when we said C.J. Stroud's the best guy.
Yeah.
In this. We watched him play, and we said, this guy's the best guy. Now, what happened from then all the way to draft night with how everybody talked and this test and this guy's dumb and blah, 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 blah. It all kind of unfolded. If you watch him play in person, you see how big he is, you see how fast he is, and you see how the arm, what the ball does coming out of it. He has transitioned easily into the NFL. Now, Kyler Murray, let's not get crazy. That team is great with him back. They are worthy of a watch. And this game was certainly something back and forth towards the end of this. Two young stars kind of battling. Dalton Schultz literally sliding for 1.5 yards in for a touchdown without being touched. What are the DBs doing? What are the DBs doing? What are we doing back there? But C.J. Stroud throws 3 picks. This is by far his worst performing game that he's had in the NFL. Who cares? Throws a dime to Tank Dell to win this. He's seemingly unflappable. He was asked about that after the game in a press conference. Here's the answer that C.J. Stroud gave. And by the way, when you hear this, remember, there was people saying he wouldn't be a good NFL quarterback at one point.
Steph Curry don't ever stop shooting. I'm gonna keep letting it ride. There's things where it can go either way, and they got the better of me today. And that's just the NFL, so my confidence isn't going nowhere. I'm gonna keep shooting it. I'm gonna keep letting it fly. I'm still learning as I'm going, and I'm really blessed to be able to do it with such a special group of guys.
I'm still learning as I go, and 10 games into this whole thing. Every answer he gives is fantastic. Even when he's a guest on a podcast, the question that he asks is one that you would want your quarterback to ask. Here's C.J. Stroud on the Let's Go podcast with Tom Brady and
Jim Gray.
You got anything you'd like to ask Tom before we go, CJ?
Yeah, man. I would just ask, when you started playing well, what was the process of your mentality? How did you stay on the straight and narrow? Even you have people reaching out and family and just the world around you seems like it's spinning and you're
it's
just
getting fucking loud right now.
Stay on the straight and narrow.
Question.
I think the important thing I really want you to realize, this is now your job. Everyone, when they come to the game, it's a vacation. It's fun for them. Oh my God, we're here to watch, CJ play. For you, you don't bust in on your friends at their job. And, when they're trying to be really focused and do what they need to do. Hey, can I interrupt you? Hey, I know there's a really busy time for you, but let's go do something fun. Or, you don't need to be the source of people's entertainment over the course of the season. It's not college anymore. The earlier you get it in your mind that this is a profession and you're a professional and everyone is counting on you and you can't have a bad day like Coach Day taught you. And you're in an organization where D'Amico is a great coach. Nick Cesario, I've got a long relationship with.
His name wrong.
All these guys are counting on you. It's fun. The process of winning is fun. The memories you're going to have from a great season are fun. The games are fun. The practice, the camaraderie is fun. Trying to create fun for everybody else outside of that isn't your responsibility. You're not camp counselor for everyone's fun activities. You're out there trying to perform, trying to dig deep for your teammates, and that requires intense focus for a long period of time. There's discipline that starts the beginning of August all the way through the end of the season.
Fuck these people.
Yeah.
Pretty much what Tom told him. But, like, that was a great question for him to ask to Tom, especially when he got the opportunity and in the middle of what he's in the middle of. Everything he does is right in my eyes, and great answer by Tom.
Yeah, especially when everybody, patting him on the back right now. He's in the MVP conversation, Rookie of the Year, obviously second overall pick, and now you're leading his franchise to places. A lot of people have him as contenders in the AFC, so that's a great question to ask, obviously, to Tom Brady, who's been there and dealt with that, for a long time. I think it was a great answer as well, but to watch him go through a game like this where it's not all perfect, you throw 3 interceptions and then hear him have that mindset, hey, Steph ain't going to stop shooting. I just love everything about this kid, man.
That ball to Tank.
Oh, yeah.
Flat-legged, basic, just spin that thing.
Huck.
After having the game that he had, I watched a Steph Curry documentary. I forget what it was called.
Underrated?
Underrated? Yeah. The reason why he got the scholarship offer that he got, which makes no sense to me. His dad was in the NBA, grew up in the NBA. Let's assume he's going to be good. You guys are giving scholarships to bums. How did he not get a scholarship to any of these big schools? I will never know. But the coach that ended up giving him a scholarship went and scouted him the first time in high school, and he said, yeah, he shot terrible, but there was never a single doubt the next time he got the ball that he was shooting. And they were like, that type of confidence is a massive, that's a trait that you need to have. If you're going to be a quarterback, have to have an unflappable confidence. Have to be able to bounce right back. I mean, Darius is a corner. They talk about having to forget literally the next play. You have to be the baddest motherfucker on the field at corner, even if you just got smoked, absolutely smoked. You got to line back up and be the guy. That type of confidence, once you lose it, I think it's potentially gone forever, but CJ having it and being humble at the same time, it just continues to grow. This dude is the guy, AJ. He's the guy.
Yeah, it's funny to see how mature he seems, to where he's living in this moment where he knows, probably when he's older, he'll look back man, that was a crazy year. That was awesome. I came in there in Houston and what he was able to do, but he's aware of the moment of where he's at and how special it is, kind of. So he's trying to get a jump start on, hey, how do I can see some problems in the future the other people may have let slip them up a little bit. So yeah, great question, Tom. I love Tom saying that you're not everybody's source of entertainment. You're not camp counselor. You guys can do your thing, but I'm going to opt out of a lot of that probably.
Think about Tom having to deal with that with Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
With his family. His family was around a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a couple families, right?
Yeah. Well, Bridget, the first son that he has, she wasn't around as much, but the entire family, including the Bradys, were.
But just think about because they talk about Super Bowl week. It's what are you telling your team? Well, I'm telling them to get all the tickets and everything out of the way. Because that can become a lot. That can become a lot and very expensive, too.
The Kelsey doc. They showed that very well when Kelsey's wife is trying to plan the Super Bowl weekend and how many tickets and everything they were talking about. Do you remember that? Yeah. That is
daughter came walking in.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the Super Bowl or you want to watch it at home? It's $10,000 a ticket or whatever. She's like, I want to see it. She's like, all right, well,
okay.
Sure you
guess we'll pay another $20,000.
Yeah.
That's every player, obviously not just a quarterback, just a big time. He has to deal with it on a much different scale with media and everything. I'm sure people trying to get him to do different things, but every player, once you go to the NFL, you go and play in a different city, it's family members or it's friends, somebody you went to high school or college with, and it's it is. It's it's the best time of their life. It's their best moment, but it is your life. It's your profession. You still have to obviously keep the main thing. But so is Nick Caserio?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good
I don't
point.
know.
Because we've been saying Caserio.
Everybody's been saying that though. Nick ran my pro day.
What you call him?
Caserio.
What you call him?
D'Amico called.
But I mean, you don't want to take my pronunciation, so.
Well, yeah,
True.
Cheetah.
D'Amico, when he was on the show, he said Nick Caserio.
Well, then what's Tom doing? Tom just forgot?
I think Tom could probably just call him whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the job.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
what Tom says?
Yep.
Probably didn't even have a name when he was in New England with Tom.
Nicky C? What does he have a last name? I always just call him C. I thought it was SEA. Is that his last? No, it was Caserio?
Caserio?
It is? What is it?
What
were you guys saying about his face, by the way? Why is everybody... You guys just can't listen to what he's saying.
I pushed the button when I said that.
No, you both loudly said it.
Yeah, I just thought he had a little schmutz or a tomato on his chin from a sandwich or something. And
Connor's was over the air. Mine was into the button.
Schmutzer?
Yeah, I just thought there was something.
I have respect.
Yeah, maybe like a zit he forgot to pop.
So Tom is he's going to be on Fox next year.
Yeah, number one crew.
Greg Olsen.
Calling games.
And Greg Olsen going to be. Greg Olsen he was trending yesterday because he gave a take about Bryce and Carolina Panthers, being a Carolina Panthers legend, obviously, also a Miami legend. But he was he gave a take about how like everything around Bryce, like how can we even judge this guy? And that trended because I think a lot of Carolina Panthers fans, just like Steelers fans seemingly have gone from Matt Canada to Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like in Carolina, everybody is on like Frank Reich right now.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Rightfully so.
But anybody that says anything about Bryce, Greg Olsen, I think wanting to get in front of him is like, national narrative here. People are talking about him potentially not being good, looking at his numbers. I would just like to let it be known here to everybody that's listening. You cannot judge this guy from what is happening. It is a complete meltdown down there pretty much is what it seems like. But Greg Olsen's great in the booth. Great in the booth.
I agree. I love Greg. You can tell he loves ball. He loves football. He's fun. He seems very organic. I think Kevin Burkhardt too, his play-by-play guy is amazing as well. So the whole crew is great.
It's kind of like a little bit in a situation like Trevor Lawrence's first year with the Jags. Like Urban Meyer, he had the finger guns, and he was putting his fingers someplace. And Frank Reich, he's probably got his fingers in a Bible a little too often, and he could probably.
You can never be in the Bible too often.
You never know that.
No problem. No problem, Tone.
Tell
you and me both. We feel the same way about that.
Yeah, tell it to the
If that's what you need, do it.
Yeah.
If that's what you do, do it.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe. But again, like right now, Trevor Lawrence guy, for sure. During his rookie year, it was a big, there's no chance you can't judge this guy. Is this the same?
4 touchdowns for Trevor with Doug Peterson all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Went to the playoffs, won the division. Like, is it the same situation or is it a little?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Kind of, but I mean,
I haven't seen a lot of things.
First and foremost, I don't trust people who are in the Bible too much.
Bingo.
Red flag.
Yeah.
But
well, how about people that weren't ever, and then you don't know what happened, and then they come back, and boy, they're in it the most.
Yep.
It's like, well, something happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to know what.
Oh, you used to be a huge piece of shit. Okay. That's typically how it goes.
They were born again, okay? They made their life better.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
There was a guy on our team who was probably a good guy. He was on our team for a little bit.
Okay.
Boy, he was in the Bible a lot, though. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in the Bible as much as him. In the cold tub in the Bible.
Wow.
In the hot tub in the Bible. In the training room in the Bible.
What?
And then I heard some stories about him from younger days. And I don't think he was always that way.
Oh.
That makes more sense.
But I was always way too scared to go up to him and be like, when did, what? There was something. I need to hear about what took. But maybe I don't want to hear it either.
Yeah, probably not.
You know what I mean? Maybe I don't. But I was happy with where he was.
Sure.
I was very happy for him. He seemed to be really deep. We're talking middle of the book, too. I don't know if he was reading from front to back.
Oh, like Kirk.
Or if he was bouncing around this entire thing. But that fucker was rolling through that thing. But I was always very kind of how did we get here?
Yeah.
They tried to get you in there.
That's what they told me to say after I got arrested.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty good answer here at this time is just you've been reflecting upon the decisions you've been making and you've decided to find Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Nice.
There's no way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, are you some actor trying to craft your image so you can get another role? Like, that's not the same thing.
Well, I got a public intoxication on Tuesday, the bye week. So, they.
What did you tell Frank Reich when he said that to you?
Frank Reich did not tell me that. It was somebody in like the PR department that was just giving me options. The thing wanted to brief me before I went and spoke. And I've never been briefed to speak for anything, really. Mm-hmm. I feel like speaking is one of the things I'm okay at, have been for a while. And just want to throw out some options. Jesus Christ was certainly the one that was certainly getting pushed in there. Remember, you found Jesus now. We're all good.
Indiana, too.
It's like, I was pretty fucking – I mean, I embarrassed my mom. I'm probably just going to say I'm sorry. Probably just say I'm sorry to my mom and, the Colts and probably Indianapolis and everything like that. Yeah, but also you found a new – nope. Yep.
I'm telling you, Jesus Christ always plays.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy.
People believe you.
Kind of throw it in there, you get a whole new fan base. It's like, yeah, but everybody that knows me will know. You've been saying a lot for a long time. I was like, so that was certainly an option at one point. And maybe Jesus, maybe Jesus will become a massive part of my life.
For sure.
I'm not judging anybody that it is.
No, never.
I'm not judging anybody that is. But Frank Reich, I think, would like to get back to being in the Bible more than in the Carolina Panthers practice facility, personally.
You mentioned seminary's probably looking pretty good to him right now.
How many year deal?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think 5.
I mean, Tepper doesn't matter with Tepper. We know that.
Yeah, it's over.
You got to give. I think you got to give him at least another year.
Ooh.
But
That ain't happening.
But Pat, look, you got to see.
Frank?
You got to see something though. You got to finish out the year and show something. Now, when you draft, some of it does fall on Bryce too. When you draft a guy number 1, like you got to elevate the people around you. Like you got to do some special stuff. Like those guys in Houston, they aren't bums, but they aren't household names either. You know what I mean? So when you step on the field, when you draft Cam Newton 1 overall in Carolina, shit got better immediately. Same with Andrew Luck in Indy. Once again, not surrounded by bums, but you got to elevate guys.
It's a 4-year contract, and Google actually gives the answer of Reich is actually in the first year of a 4-year contract, but owner Dave Tepper proved once again this week he don't care. He'll fire anyone at any time.
Awesome.
If you shout out to Charlotte Observer being the answer for Google. Frank Reich going, how many years is my contract again? 4 year.
Oh boy,
he will fire you already. Anytime, any place, does not care. And then what do you just start back into it again? You know, you start back into it.
That's their dilemma. That's their dilemma. Like, okay, say we stick with what we're doing, then they start out 0-6 next year, 1-5. Then we're like, okay, now what do we do?
Tepper's
we keep delaying.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
It's gonna blow up the team.
Well, that's also probably why you almost have to fire him now, right? Because you can't take that chance where it's like this offseason there's probably going to be a bunch of good candidates when you look at like Ben Johnson and like Bobby Sloak and some of these other OCs.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's gone, right?
He's absolutely
gone. They actually wanted Ben Johnson last year, and I'm pretty sure he said no.
Yeah. He said, no, we're building something special.
But if you don't fire Reich and they do start 0-6 next year, then like you're just behind the 8 ball.
But what if they were to start 6-0?
Well, that's not.
And then all of a sudden,
that's not going to happen though.
Oh, okay.
If we knew that,
if
they knew that, then they would keep everybody.
In terms of them being different from Jacksonville too, like so like with free agents, like they're going to have to overpay good guys to come there and play there, right? Whereas like at least with the Jaguars, like there's no state income tax. There's some like they certainly overpaid good guys, but they're not going to be getting any like great top end free agents you wouldn't think are going to be circling Carolina and being like, I want to go play.
Lake Norman's beautiful.
It is.
Charlotte
is
Queen City.
Oh yeah, you go.
Pat, the other part about that too, we kind of forgot. Like the Panthers were getting a lot of praise for the coaching staff they assembled. They brought in Evero from Denver.
We were praising.
They brought in
you
Deuce
got 6
Staley.
quarterbacks on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jim
Deuce
Caldwell.
Staley.
Jim Caldwell's like a senior assistant there.
Yeah. How's Deuce doing through all this?
Probably not great.
No.
Who's he fought? He's fought somebody down there.
I assume so.
At this entire
Brian
thing.
Burns.
What do you think Deuce is doing right now, AJ? We haven't heard from Deuce at all.
We saw how intense he was in those Hard Knocks episodes, so I'm sure he is struggling. He's seeing he's probably happy for his old guys doing well, but also at the same time wants that in Carolina.
I doubt he's happy.
Nope.
Speaking of happy, how about these Giants maybe finding a guy in their own backyard?
Look out.
Bruce Brown passing Paisano, Tommy DeVito, 3 tuds beating the commies. How do you feel about it? Is this the future?
I don't know if Tommy DeVito is the future. You
Whoa,
know, a Jersey kid living with his parents probably only fun for a weekend or two. But I appreciate it. And shout out Kayvon, 10.5 sacks, climbing up that leaderboard.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Thibodeau doing his thing.
Go.
Yeah.
Shout out. Looks cool in that number.
Oh yeah,
he looks really cool out there. Why do you want to? Because he's Italian.
Sold.
Running him out of town already.
Love that. We need this guy in the league.
He's definitely improving. It's fun to watch.
Best quarterback you've had in 4 years.
Yeah, wait till he hangs 50 on New England this week.
Hey, what were some of the stats about Tommy DeVito versus like Kenny Pickett and some others?
The one I saw was Tommy DeVito now has the same, or he has more passing touchdowns this year than Kenny Pickett.
No way.
Yeah. And I think Bland has more receiving touchdowns than like Devontae Adams. And
DK Metcalf.
A couple.
Chris Olave.
For the Cowboys.
I think Tommy DeVito, that's the first 3 passing touchdown game for the Giants since like 2018.
Tommy. Damn. And listen to him. Fun for a weekend.
Yeah, I don't like him anymore.
Oh, everybody's saying good stuff about our team because of a guy that's from New Jersey. Let's get him out of here. He's focused on Michigan, Ohio State.
That's right.
Smart.
Bruce Brown's locked in.
Oh yeah.
He's all the way locked.
Yeah, he'll be back on DeVito.
He does got that Giants tarp on, though. It looks really good.
Yeah, I got this for my birthday. First time being able to bust it off. Victory Monday.
Tommy DeVito brought that.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito did
because
bring
of DeVito.
I mean, hey, it was fun. I mean, we stink.
Look at DeVito's the DeVito family. The DeVito family.
Look at that fucking guy on
A lot of horns. A lot of horns.
Frankie Sharon.
Are you kidding me?
Giovanni.
I love it.
Giuseppe.
Giovanni DeVito. Nice to meet you.
Got the Illinois jersey.
That
on.
dude on the left looks like the most Italian man I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, oh, that's Mr. DeVito.
Yeah, his Sunday gravy.
He's gonna break your fucking legs.
I hope he does.
Yeah, me
By
too.
the way, for everything you said today about that bocce team and a plum.
Whoa, what did I say? I called him the right name. It's not like I'm
point.
saying, hey, the DeVito family, a.k.a. the plum.
No, yeah, can't say that. Can't say that.
Thought it for sure.
Hey, DeVito family, we
Right here.
appreciate what you guys are doing.
I mean,
right here in that family.
Yeah,
right
look,
here.
Look at the chin on
Sundays at that household.
Oh, my God.
Oh, buddy.
The amount of meatballs.
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
ziti, chicken cutlets.
Look at his family in front, not even knowing that maybe one of the greatest Italian families of all time is just
they know.
inches away.
I mean, that guy in the middle with the mole like that, he might be the hitman for DeVito. That was a low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Come on. Trying to take in a football game.
Low-hanging fruit. That's on me. Hand up. Hand up.
Come on, don't zoom in. We don't need to see the hairs coming out of it.
That might be the hit guy. We don't know if that's the
It is.
Iceman, Richard
It is.
Kopechne.
That's Petey the Mole Davini.
All right. Anyway, shout out to the DeVito family. The Passing Paisano. We hope your Sundays continue to be filled with Giants football and Tommy playing well. And although it sounds like Giants fans aren't thankful, they are.
Yeah, what?
Grazie, they say. And the DeVito family says, prego, which means no problem.
Bingo.
Ciao.
Grazie. A lot of people tell me that I can't call him the Passing Paisano because that's racist. Who? Shut the fuck up. How about that?
You are Italian.
How about that? You can't say paisano because that's racist.
No,
you
it's
sound
racist.
like you sound like an idiot on the internet. That's what you sound like. Yeah. All right. That's actually we should say paisano more.
Yeah, I agree.
His dad's got to have a bocce team. You think his dad's team would beat coach's team?
Unlike the Norwin Pepperonis, the bocce DeVitos can't really hit the long ball, and that is what the Plum bocce team.
Right.
I don't know. He looks like he can roll a mean one.
You don't want to mess with Coach Diggs' bocce team right
No, you
now.
don't.
Coming off a loss in the championship to the Pepperonis.
Oh, baby.
What does bocce look like?
Teapot.
Like
This
a
guy.
sport.
Botch.
I mean, a lot of
Wichita.
people at home, I'm sure, are asking what the fuck is bocce.
I've never played it.
All right. Well,
That's a
Makes
bocce
sense.
ball?
He's in Arizona.
It's a bocce ball?
No, this is not, but I'm trying to explain it to you. There would be a ball like this is like
Yeah, like a
tossed.
golf ball.
It's like a smaller ball. It'd be tossed out. Boom, bang, okay.
The Polino.
There it is, the Polino. It'll be tossed out. Now,
Boom.
we will have bigger balls that are heavier balls, and we will be attempting to roll them to be as close to. Here we go. Here's what you flip these things around, and then boom, there it is right there. You will roll that. That's way too hard, but I might hit off the. Oh shit!
okay.
That.
I'm supposed to know this
Can't hit the
fucking
ball.
game, huh?
Yeah, you are. So
That's when men were men too.
So then whoever's the closest to the Polino, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this ball right here is scoring. You see?
That's
they got one. They got one because they're the closest. And depending upon what color or ball these are,
Black and white,
could be
tough.
two.
Tough
Yeah.
to do it.
Because if this is the same color and they're the two closest, that's two. If this is the other team, then that ends it. They have the two closest, they get two that particular roll.
Boom.
Does it make sense?
Have you watched curling?
I mean, I know what it is.
It's
though.
land
Watch it.
curling.
Similar.
Kind of like cornhole, how the scoring works.
Yeah, or horseshoes.
You also have to wear pleated slacks when you
Yes.
play.
Yeah, and a pinky ring.
Yeah.
And you got
It was an.
Yeah, you gotta go like that.
lot of this.
And in the summer, you're wearing a wife beater.
And every high school in the area has a bocce team.
Not
Where
every,
you guys
high
are.
school?
not every high school.
High school?
These are Italian clubs
Yeah.
that are playing against each other.
Gotcha.
Now, our high school does have a bocce team, which is the most on-brand thing for our high school of all time, and we expect them to win every single bocce match that they
Who do they
play.
compete against?
Other Italians, but they're everywhere.
Is there other high school bocce teams where they like ride the bus and go have matches?
Or is there a picture from the 21st century?
What is your problem?
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
what's going
throwback
on?
game.
You're right, D-Bud. You're right, D-Bud.
It's a throwback game.
Has
We
anyone played
celebrate
this past
history.
1905?
You guys are disgusting.
There's got to be recent pictures all over the place.
These are the
What are we
racist ones.
doing?
Not me saying Paisano.
Nope.
I'm just trying
Boom.
to
There it is.
I mean, okay,
That was taken last
1981.
week, dude. That was last week.
I will say the
Archaeological
pebbles,
dig?
What are we doing?
I don't like the
Who the
pebbles.
fuck are these guys?
Yeah, I don't like the pebbles. This is Zito. doing
That
a
might
little-
have been the tough track Coach Diggs was talking about.
a lot of pebbles out there. We don't like
Just
that.
clean out your track.
I also don't like the safari caps.
Yeah.
Build this into the side of a mountain?
Yeah.
These guys aren't playing. They're I don't know what.
Yeah, I see no pinky rings on that one.
These guys are digging for dinosaurs.
Yeah, you're right. These guys, actually, this is the location of one of the most historic bocce games of all time. So historic, they actually left the balls how they were whenever they played in 1914.
Exactly.
That looks like
Giovanni beat Pepperoni in a what? What is your problem?
So serious, Giuseppe Pepperoni.
What's so funny?
Giovanni and Giuseppe rolled the best balls in the history of bocce.
They just left him there.
They are still in the same spots that they were 100 years ago.
Heroic game.
Speaking of 100 years ago, Jimmy Johnson's going in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor.
About time, Jerry.
I don't know if you heard this. Jerry Jones on Fox NFL Sunday Kickoff Jay Glazer show made the announcement to Jimmy Johnson, who's also a host of one of those shows, that he's going into the Ring of Honor. When, though, is the question. Let's run the tape.
But I will say this, it was magical the time we had together. And I want you to know something. On December the 30th of 1923, you're going in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor. I hope it's 20 something. I hope it's 20.
Okay, so Jerry Jones saying, I do wish sometimes it was 1923. You kind of caught me in the middle of that entire thing, a little bit, the way things going. But you're going in there, Jimmy. It's a beautiful thing. We talked about this earlier about people moving on, those two obviously being synonymous with each other. Now it'll live on forever in Jerry world with Jimmy Johnson going up. It's a beautiful thing, AJ, beautiful thing.
Yeah, it should have happened a while ago, obviously, but these guys seem like they're doing great, and time kind of heals all. And I know what they're weird about what Jimmy's departure from Dallas, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, and there's probably some personal stuff that has probably crept in there over the years as well, the decades as well. People are saying Jerry maybe lost his fastball, saying 1923 instead of 2023. Ty, is that what you're thinking? I don't think that, but I'm saying people are saying that.
I don't know if he's lost his fastball, but people tend to forget because of how he's an old son of a bitch. He's an old son of a bitch. Old people do this kind of stuff. They misspeak. They say people's names wrong. They forget. I mean, chances are Jerry Jones doesn't know 6 or 7 of his grandchildren's names.
Probably.
Jerry Jones?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
No.
He's got a lot of shit on his plate.
Yeah.
Kidding me? He's trying to figure out, hey, how are we going to beat Washington on Thursday? Saying 1923 is the last of his concerns.
I guess there's 24 members of the Ring of Honor down there for the Dallas Cowboys. Jimmy Johnson will be up there. The Cowboys, obviously legendary brand, legendary name. Congrats to Jimmy. I assume this is something that he and his family have been looking forward to for a while. You're getting so choked up over it. What are you so choked up about?
It's just emotional. When a good coach goes into the Ring of Honor somewhere, it's hard not to, just reflect on all the good coaches in your own life.
Zoom in on that right eye. He's crying right now. I mean, he is.
This eye right here.
What happened?
Zoom in on that fucking thing because I actually want to see it too.
This guy's crying.
You got pink eye?
No, I had a contact on the side of my eye for about the last 10 minutes.
The worst.
Did not feel good.
Oh, that's what we're talking about with AJ.
Get it out?
I thought you were getting choked up because of Jerry Jones.
No, I finally got it out, but boy, that was a tough 10 minutes there. I was struggling.
You did good on air.
Thank God.
You should,
Didn't
get,
think
that
I was going to
you
make
should get that eye surgery.
What,
LASIK?
LASIK?
It's the
Yeah,
best.
get LASIK.
Yeah, down the road.
I had a contact fall out middle of game. Didn't have any backup contacts because the pair I was wearing I've had in for 14 months. Not supposed to do that.
Funny enough, because you said that, I actually keep backup contacts in my bag now.
Smart. I didn't have any. I don't even know if the Colts knew I had contacts in because I just kept them in.
Never took them out. Yeah.
I'm never going to take these things out. And then all of a sudden we're playing the Rams, and boy, I can't see out of half my face.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That was tough to hold. Was impossible.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was in a bad spot. Yeah. I said, I need more contacts. I don't think I even have any. And what is this laser surgery? Let's get that done. It was remarkable. Next morning, you see perfectly.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm definitely going to do it at some point, but I got a couple surgeries I got to do.
Was your right eye?
What else?
Shoulder.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's your dominant eye too, right?
Well, I think I'm a left dominant eye guy.
So it doesn't move when you go like this?
Yeah, the whole thing,
Then
when
it
you do the
moves.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a left eye guy.
Looking out the right, though, for that hold.
Boom, which is why I thought maybe I was a lefty.
Yes, yeah.
With baseball, if you do recall, because I thought I'd be able to see it earlier. Turns out, can't get the body to connect.
No, you hit for average from the left side.
Yeah, I'm like Ichiro.
Bingo. Hit for power.
Slap hitter. Get on base.
On base percentage, 1,000.
Just like that.
You better now?
What, the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just dry now.
Thanks for fighting.
Hey, what else are we going to do?
You know what we're going to do right now?
What's that?
We're going to go see what the internet had to say this morning.
Yes.
Ended up being the number one trend in the United States of America.
Oh!
Thank you to everybody that operated and participated.
Yeah, especially on X right now.
Especially on X right now, yeah. That was fascinating. Seriously. That was a really fascinating thing. That was quite a
dumb.
pickle.
Yeah.
Everything's something.
Everything is something.
You're right.
Yeah, this
Everything
one.
is
This one a little.
This one was so dumb. Like, why would you even just stop, dude?
Keep that one in the holster.
Yeah, bro. Just, this has been the worst Twitter version yet.
For sure.
We've talked about that publicly.
Yep.
But it's still the greatest app on earth.
By far.
And obviously, there's a lot of bad narratives that can certainly start on Twitter. But you know what else can happen? Good ones. Like a lot of good has happened for a lot of people because of Twitter. The news, the information, everything is it's the best.
By far.
We thought since a human's going to buy it as opposed to a board and people that didn't fully understand it, maybe it'd get better. It is not. So, but we're fighting through. We're dealing with it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he goes out there and just makes it like, oh, by the way, I'm going to make it real difficult for you guys to even be able to be on this fucking app. It's like, bro.
Can't have it.
Can't.
Nope.
Won't.
Don't kill it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Exactly.
Threads is shit. None of us want to do that.
It's terrible.
Don't do it. There's people not tweeting, though, and they were taking a stand.
Oh, yeah. Still.
For how long?
I don't know. That's what
Still?
I wonder. I don't know.
That's still going on.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a couple people.
Awful announcing will let us know.
What's that about?
What's that mean? What does that mean?
They're just right on it. They're on top of everything, those guys. Good work.
Or girls.
Gumpy, it's not what you say. It's
Yeah.
how you
That
say
was,
it.
that was as genuine as I could get right there.
Especially with that chain on, too.
Hell yeah.
He's got a fresh chain on.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, became number one trend on an app that nobody's using or allowed to use anymore.
Yep.
Come on, buddy. Just fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just make it work.
It's pretty simple.
He's been on Twitter. That's what's annoying. It's not as if he came, he's been on Twitter for a while.
That's an amateur mistake.
Yes.
That's an amateur mistake what he did. Had to have known what he was doing. Can't say he didn't.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? It's like, we know what we've been on here. That's where we stand. Gonna still use it though. Great fucking platform.
Have to.
Great. It's not. It's bigger than just one person. Okay. It is the largest marketplace on earth. Everything is got it. Yeah.
It's too fun.
It is.
The memes right now are hot.
The internet is batting more solidly than it has in any time in history.
Yeah, high clip during football season, let alone X.
So let's just make sure it doesn't fucking get ruined. We're allowed to use it forever. Why is he doing it?
He's a fool.
Thread sucks.
It's terrible.
They're popping those shit in the middle of your feed on Instagram.
I was
like, people are still on there? I saw Schefter posted one.
doing it.
I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw Schefter and they were like, look what's going on Threads. And I accidentally hit it. I'm like, no way, this is real. Is this real? I thought it was like a picture on Instagram that could be a thread.
Sure.
I thought that's what they were trying to tell me. They opened that Threads app. I guess.
Oh, you still have it?
Still on my phone? Yeah, I know. It was loading, long time loading. I'm like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't wanna-
quick.
Get me out of here. I'm not in there. But people are using it, I guess. I don't want to have to do that.
No,
we're not going to.
Never.
So stop fucking it up.
Please.
Yeah, if X dies, then
You buy space on the metaverse already?
Newspapers.
No, we were
You gain property?
Remember, we were offered some real estate on here. We could all make a lot of money, you know.
Real estate.
Are people still buying property on there?
I know they're trying to sell it for sure. I don't know if anybody's buying it. I know people are still trying to sell it
Buy it
for
now.
sure.
God's not making more of it.
Metaverse actually
they
they
are.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Unlimited.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. People are just selling kind of like a water stream that isn't real, like never ending. Like, yeah, you could just, hey, get this now.
50 grand.
And then,
there's more.
There's just more. Hey, yeah, it's running out. It's a interesting time. Let's keep our eyes peeled.
Yep.
Anyways, number one trend on an app that's still running. Still running.
Yes, it is up right now.
Still running. Need to figure it out. And I can't thank everybody enough for participating because these are some of the funnest times I have all week, listening and reading how everybody around the NFL feels about their current predicament. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for hashtag I don't want to overreact, but send out a bird call. Ty Schmidt reads through them all and finds out which ones he likes the most. Ty, how many great ones were there today?
I'd say there's about 6 to 8 great ones. We're getting to the point of the season where a lot of fan bases are kind of just packing it in for the season.
They quit.
Yes.
Respect that.
I don't love that. Yeah, Tone's one of them.
Even some of like the good teams who like will win, you know, because I'll just search the team name nobody's in there. You're like, fuck it, whatever.
Oh,
Maybe next,
wow.
maybe next
I
year.
don't love that, AJ. That's not great. We're only 11 weeks into this thing. We got an 18-week season.
Come on.
We still got months to go. Let's dive in. Here's the first one from Tyler Frasinai. Frasinai 2. Frasinai.
Frasine, like Penne Sul.
You know, let's go to Darius. Darius, what do you think this is? How do you think this is pronounced?
I'm gonna go with you, man. Frasine.
Frasinay.
2.
Tyler Frasinay 2. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but it's never been Matt Canada. Sure, he's not a great play caller, but Kenny's the worst quarterback in the league. Panics in the pocket. Can't hit wide open guys. We'd have the same record with Mitch or Mason in there. Kenny fucking stinks, says Tyler Frasinay. Tone, your thoughts?
I don't like him giving Matt Canada a cop-out because I think it's a little bit of both. I agree with all of his points, except for I think it would be the exact same record with Mitch. I think it would be a better record with Mason. Okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
Tony.
Thanksgiving's on Thursday, and then it's Christmas time, and it's Rudolph comes to save again.
Holy hell.
Okay.
We saw a tweet this morning from a guy we went to high school with, John Koletrick. He tweeted double M Mark Madden. He said, Kenny Pickett stinks so bad, he's turned Mason Rudolph into a babyface. That guy was trying to get run out of town literally since the moment he stepped in there.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, wait a minute, we might have had something with that. We might have
He's our only hope.
we might have had something over there. It's crazy what's happening in Pittsburgh right now.
He's going to be our savior, and I'm excited for it.
Wow.
That's where we're at right now.
Hey.
You said they stink, though.
They do.
Did you ever foretell this?
Look at the record.
To come around on Mason
AJ,
Rudolph.
You're better than that.
Tone, you're genuinely a very happy-go-lucky, fun, positive guy. I don't like these Steelers making you negative.
Yeah, figure it out. You're thinner now.
Right.
You're in
Look
shape.
great,
Great.
Tony.
You look awesome.
Good energy. You won on ESPN Bet this weekend, right?
Yeah.
One big.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah.
Love that app.
So why you just quit? Why you just quit on the
What
Steelers?
season left?
Can't do what you did to Cleveland.
We're going to get a Bones call tomorrow, I hope. We're going to
Me
open up
too.
the calls, and we're going to see if we get a one
I don't
from
think
Bones.
he's happy.
That guy was good.
I'm excited to hear. Well, we don't know. We'll find out if Bones is good or not. Hopefully, he'll be able to call in tomorrow. They're dead in Pittsburgh, it seems like. But you rattle off a couple more dubs.
Oh, yeah.
Bingo.
You get to over 500 again with this team?
This team?
We're there.
Yeah, 6-4.
6-4.
Give them a chance in the playoffs. You never
No,
know.
no. I'm saying if they get.
At the end.
Do you think they're going to end up over 500?
They got a really tough schedule.
Yeah, they have so many backups that they're going to play. They might end up 13-4. There's a shot that they end up 13-4.
There is a chance, I guess. I guess there is a chance.
It's like 5 backup QBs. We talked about it earlier. They're playing 5 of them.
Tone, you think we remain above 500 for another year for Mike Tomlin's coaching tenure?
Let me get eyes on it. So we got Bengals got a backup.
Drew Blitt, maybe. We don't know.
Yeah.
Cardinals stink. The Patriots stink.
Cardinals do not stink.
Yeah, Cardinals is gonna be tough.
Cardinals do not stink.
They're 2-8.
Yeah, but Kyler
Kyler
much
had one of
difference.
the worst
1-1.
throws I've ever seen.
1-1.
God's coming back.
He had some
after
good
the
ones.
injury.
Patriots.
That's a win. With 2 out of 3.
There it is.
Cincinnati, Arizona, New England, Indy
Big
to be
loss.
determined. That might be a Saturday game.
Uh-huh.
That might be a Saturday
Should be.
game here in Indianapolis. That'll be our only different than Sunday at 1 o'clock game that suite holders or season ticket holders have.
Yeah.
So that'll be great. Then you got another Cincinnati game, meet with Destiny. Backup quarterback's going to be much more tenured by then. Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Whoa, that's going to be live.
That's a tough
Winnable.
one.
And then at Baltimore.
9. I give him 9.
Okay, so we did it yet again. We're over 500.
All right.
You give them only 3? There's 5 wins on that.
Who do you got, Connor?
I mean, I'm sorry, but Jake Brown and I don't know. 1 week. Arizona.
Drew Plitt.
Yeah, Drew
Drew Plitt, sure. So
Just lost to DTR.
either way, Cincy, yep. Arizona, yep. New England, yep. Colts, yep.
What?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
In his defense,
on.
we haven't lost.
High
to the
scoring
Colts in
affairs,
20
probably.
years.
They're not scoring 20 points.
Okay.
With
We
Mason,
are.
right?
Shane Steichen scores 20.
Well, unless he's playing the
Anymore, he doesn't.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the way you guys played was bullshit.
Well,
it was in another country.
We're just a gritty, hard-working team.
It was in another country.
Yeah, it's Germany.
We won.
And so it means more
Nah.
that they sent you guys over there and you didn't score points for the NFL.
Yeah,
We're
we
trying
won,
to
but who
show you-
cares?
Oh, no. We're strictly talking about the offense. We're not talking about you guys winning or losing.
Yeah, but we're now talking about the offense.
Dolphins only scored 14 over there.
Yeah, we win.
But yeah. The Dolphins, your whole thing is the
Yeah, but
Dolphins
German
don't beat good
points
teams.
are like dog years. You times those by 7.
Oh, so they scored 70.
Boom.
Pretty much.
Excuse me.
We're like the fucking Dolphins all of a sudden.
I digress then.
We got Gardner Minshew spinning it.
Yeah.
How about it? It's his team right now. We're 5-5. Colts are 5-5 right now. It's Gardner Minshew's team full on. Here you go. You wanted it when you went to Philly. You had it in Jacksonville. Now you got a team that's 5-5 in the middle of it. And our fantasy football team needs you.
Yeah, we do,
That's your
Gardner.
starting quarterback?
It certainly is. Trade deadline has passed.
The trade deadline passed, and Burrow got hurt on a Thursday. So, boy, it is a recipe for disaster for team end of the road, but we're going to be just fine.
We showed some real patience out there. We were patient with Joe Burrow at the beginning when he couldn't complete a pass or move.
Yep.
We said, nah, he's going to come into form. He did. And then we saw him with that bowling wrist thing.
Yep.
We're like, wait a minute.
A little worried.
And then trade deadline happens, we're fucked. We got Gardner Minshew there. We're not fucked.
So you guys got to be pissed at the Bengals for hiding the injury too then.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, buddy.
You have no idea.
You don't think, yeah.
Are we worried about Joe Burrow long term? I mean, this is a lot of injuries.
Florio said he's
lot
going
of
to be
years.
indicted by the Supreme Court.
Him or the Bengals?
10 to 15 years.
Guantanamo Bay.
Tony.
I think that's what Florio said.
Took it that far, really?
I think they closed Guantanamo maybe, but he's going somewhere.
I did see grand jury.
I read that too.
I think I read grand jury.
Yeah,
And Florio's been in his fucking bag.
He has been.
He has been phenomenal. He has been phenomenal. But when he's
He's
talking
saying is that egregious? Like that egregious of a penalty that they would get?
Yeah, because you're
That's
hiding,
serious?
especially with people gambling now. You know, the way people are gambling money and how much money's being gambled. I think Portnoy's filing a class action lawsuit against the NFL for not telling him about the Joe Burrow injury. Yeah, it is. This is going to be a thing. This is going to be a thing. All right, let's go to another overreaction, shall we? Pittsburgh seemed loud. This one's from Mikey Botaglieri. Mikey Botaglieri. Called Mike Bott 24. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Jets are dead. Sean Payton was right about Hackett. Saleh can't coach a Pop Warner football team. Jesus. Joe Douglas can't pick quarterbacks. And Woody Johnson should stick to his shitty vaccine.
Whoa. Swing.
One person can fix this, and that person is Rex Ryan. All right. Well, Woody Johnson would have to be the one that would bring back Rex Ryan, right? Because he's already had his tenure there. Yeah, everybody just got murdered there. And I do believe that the intention of all those people was that Aaron Rodgers was going to be able to operate Hackett's offense.
Yep.
Saleh has that same defense. We're vibing, we're riding right into a good spot. Instead, you lose him, offense coordinator and quarterback pretty much, 4 plays into the season, and now you got to deal with exactly what you had last year. People are not happy, AJ Hawk. People are not happy.
Man, what? Yeah, how many more home games do they have? I'm curious how those go, like what the crowd is like there, especially if they start out with a 3-and-out or turnover or something. Like it's going to get bad, even though Zach Wilson's out of the lineup.
It was fantastic last year whenever anybody but Zach was playing quarterback for the Jets, and that crowd was so happy.
Going nuts.
So happy for anybody but him. So
Four of their final 6 are at home, starting with what a barn burner it's going to be on the inaugural Black Friday game with Timmy Boyle at quarterback.
versus the Miami Dolphins.
Can't wait.
Maybe they'll put Mike White in third, fourth quarter.
That would be awesome.
Revenge game.
Yeah, say this is what you had, but now you don't. He's with us. How do you see Tua performing against that Jets defense, Gump?
We gotta just run the ball a lot. I'd like to see that.
Whoa.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with pounding the rocks.
What's that all about?
Hey, I like the run game. Not mad at that. Take the air out of it. It is a good defense. I don't mind Tua putting it in the air. You talked about all these quarterbacks that's been hurt, young quarterbacks playing. Tua's been pretty healthy, so we haven't had to see much.
Why'd you say
much
that?
Mike White.
I don't think this is wood.
Why'd you say that?
This is wood right here, the Let's Ride thing.
Yeah, need
Why the hell did you say that?
Guess why we're back. Let's Ride.
There we go. We're good.
The Broncos are back.
This is the Let's Ride thing.
Big time.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, if Sean Payton saw you having that, he would slap you in the
I'm
face.
so mad.
Let's Ride. That's right.
He's got the boys buzzing.
That's the only one left on the planet.
He does.
They fucking rode, dude, didn't they?
They did.
What was his thing he wanted to say instead? Buck you?
Buck them.
Yeah, buck them.
Buck them.
Buck 'em.
Hashtag buck them.
They are bucking them up right now, aren't they?
They are.
What is their thing?
Buck them.
Buck 'em, baby.
Big buck 'em night last night, getting that big win over the.
Does Russ say that?
that was a great
He's got to
game.
say something after every interview. Do we know what he says right now after every interview?
He thanked Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he does that guy.
Oh, so
Jesus
thank you,
Christ.
It's, we believe like 6 times an interview right now.
Oh, we believe.
we
that.
believe. We
I like
believe.
that.
We believe.
We believe. We believe that. We believe that.
We
believe that we will win. We believe that we will win. We believe that we will win. We believe in Russell Wilson. We believe in Will Wilson. We believe in Russ Wilson. We believe in Russ Wilson. There it is. Yeah, we found it. Yeah, we found it.
That's the one.
All right, let's go to another overreaction, shall we? This one's from Big Sports Guy.
Include that gift.
I believe Big Sports Guy 92.
Big Sports Guy 92. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Bills look like an entirely different team yesterday. Josh Allen embarrassed Bob Saleh and Cook Sauce Gardner. Joe Brady might be the spark this offense needed. Josh Allen leads the fucking league in touchdowns too. Suck it, 17 haters. Oh. AJ, you seeing the same thing he's seeing?
I mean, they needed a get-back game, didn't they? Is this like the jolt that this Bills offense and the Bills team needed to play the Jets and to do this?
Remember, the Jets defense had embarrassed a lot of great quarterbacks. That is Robert Saleh's words, and that's actual fact. Aside from Dak Prescott, Josh Allen has his best game. The offense has its best game. Oh, and needed was a little shake-up at the top with Joe Brady with his great fade.
This might be kind of like the fired head coach bump. You know, you get somebody new in there, get some new energy, get some bump, score some points. It helps when the other offense absolutely stinks and your defense creates a bunch of turnovers. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bills can keep this going.
I thought it was big when Josh said, we just want to have fun. And I kind of realized, a lot of the team looks at the quarterback, which surprising that he just thought about that.
He didn't just think about that. He was just stating a matter of fact. Here's Josh Allen after the game about the vibes their team displays as opposed to years past and how they've looked this year.
I think our team was energetic as we needed to be, and a lot of that, for better or worse, can come from the quarterback. So just making that a point of emphasis throughout the week.
He needs to be happier.
Let's have fun playing this game.
It doesn't seem
football
happy.
at the end of the day. We get to do
it's fun to win.
The most amazing
Or are you happy because you win?
job on the planet, and that's come out here and play football. So got to enjoy it when we can. Obviously, losing sucks.
First one?
We don't want to lose. It's literally is the worst feeling in the world when you're working hard and trusting the process and things aren't going your way. Sometimes you have a good process and a bad result, and it feels terrible, and you feel like you need to switch everything, but we really don't. We got to keep coming together as a team, keep fighting, keep playing complementary football, and put our head down and take it week by week.
He was just stating a matter of fact. He wasn't just coming to the realization.
Well, I thought it was big that he didn't realize he was just stating the matter of fact that he needs to be happier so that his team is happier.
We're happy he's happy. I'm happy he's happy.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people on the internet cooking him, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying, if anybody else ain't going to say it, we'll say it. This guy sucks.
Yeah, it's been very loud.
You know what
Who
I mean?
else you want, though? If you're a Bills fan, cool. Bring someone else in that you think is better.
I don't think it's Bills fans that have said it. It's everybody else's fans that say, hey, this guy never really gets any critical conversation about him. It's like, I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people talk about him making. Yeah, I think so too.
I'll take him.
But this year it's been a vastly different year for that whole Bills vibes. I'm happy they recognized that, acknowledged that, and moved on.
Yeah, I just felt like this was finally the year where everything came together. So that's probably why people are saying that. But they fall into the same category as the Cowboys and even the Dolphins, maybe, where they beat the shit out of really bad teams, but just haven't gotten that one win that everyone points to. Yep, there it is.
Well, here it was.
Here it was.
They
Jets
are at
team.
Eagles, at Chiefs
There
after
you go.
this.
We're going to learn.
We'll both find out.
We are going to learn.
6-5.
Let's go to another it could be on the other side of that.
Yikes.
This is from Julian Manos. Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But the trade for Dustin Hopkins by the Browns is by far the best decision they've made this century. Dustin Hopkins was with the Chargers. He comes over to the Browns after the Browns had a drafted kicker from LSU named Cade York, who did not end up being a guy that can make a lot of kicks for them for one reason or another, incredibly strong leg. Then Hopkins goes in there, formerly with the Commanders, has had a long career in a lot of different places, and he's just made game winners for him. Yeah. That is what I don't think he's perfect, obviously. I think he's missed a couple. It's going to be tough to kick in the AFC North, tough to kick in Cleveland. But when they've needed him, old Florida State legend Dustin Hopkins has come through for him. And yesterday, put the Pittsburgh Steelers into a spot where their fans have quit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just completely quit.
Sad.
That's what D-Hop did. That's what D-Hop did yesterday, AJ.
Yeah. You don't know how much you need a kicker until you have one that's not making kicks. And then it's like kickers and punters. We say it all the time. People take them for granted until you don't have one or the other, and then you know you're screwed.
Yeah, and then you start realizing, just make a kick. Just make a kick.
Maybe that last guy was pretty good, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have killed that last guy. He was actually pretty good. He made 88% of his kicks.
Yeah, we kicked him out of town, though.
Well, and with the way things were going with Cade York, you really do. I mean, what would the Browns' record be if they didn't have Dustin Hopkins right now?
Legit. Every point matters.
Yeah.
Especially with the way they're playing football right now.
Yeah.
Big time.
Defense, run the ball, not a lot of turnovers. Every single point matters. Can't be missing 35-yarders. Can't be missing 40-yarders. And you're in a division and in a stadium that's impossible. So that shit is very breezy. Imagine going to a urinal and somebody showing up with a leaf blower and you just having to hit the back of the thing. That's what it's like kicking in Cleveland Stadium every once in a while, especially as we get into later in the year. So he's crushing it. Way to go, D-Hop.
Way to go, D-Hop. In that division, too, a lot of good kickers. So if you don't do well, it probably stands out.
Yeah, you have to be very good up there. And shout out to old Cuz, recognize that, old Manos.
Yeah.
Giving some mana towards the kicker. Let's go to another overreaction here before we pick these games tonight. Eric Lyons TV. This guy does good stuff on TV.
I don't know if he's actually on TV, but
should be.
Should be probably.
Should be.
He might be.
Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the pack is back, Jack. Green Bay will roll into Detroit and ruin Thanksgiving for the Lions. Come back home, shock Mahomes and the Chiefs. We'll be playoff bound by Christmas. Hashtag go, pack, go. Ty, this seems reasonable. You're the one to pick this particular tweet. Why is that?
Well, I liked it. Love the GIF. Love the Stringer Bell GIF from The Wire. Anytime you see that with a little cap, Packers cap on there, thought that was a nice touch. But we'll see because it goes one of two ways. Everyone, I'm in a great mood today, but you got two of the 5 best teams in the NFL the next 2 weeks, so we'll see. I'll be feeling a lot differently about the Packers if they get their asses kicked on Thanksgiving and then turn around and get their asses.
The whole world be watching.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I also don't love that we have fucking Jack Harlow performing at halftime. No,
Hate it.
Just
Why?
ridiculous.
Helps the Packers.
There's no tech knows how to keep a little secret.
I was
Why?
thinking, I was
He's from
thinking
Detroit,
that.
right?
It might help the
Detroit's
Packers.
boy.
Because if fucking Bob Seger is performing at halftime, Packers don't stand a chance.
Thank you.
Kid Rock, Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
Eminem.
Wide.
Any of the
Big Sean.
Ice
Kid
Spice.
Posner.
Yeah,
Bob Ritchie.
Detroit
Bruce.
luminaries.
Not
and you're
Bruce.
going
Bruce from Jersey.
Jack Harlow.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, but what we were doing there is all the people from Detroit.
Pusha T.
And you just said somebody from a different city.
Wait, he's not from
I can't
Detroit.
hear Posner and not hear Bruce, not see Bruce doing 360s.
Oh, you're talking about
Every time I
Bruce
hear
Brown, not Bruce.
Yeah, my
not the
bad.
boss.
No, not
Gotcha.
Lombo's Bruce. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the boss. You're talking about Bruce Brown. I'll be buried in Detroit. That one. Posner crushed. Posner's married now, I think.
To who?
The game.
And I think he got married. Congrats, Posner.
Let's go. That's
Hell
awesome
yeah.
news.
I think I saw it on his Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if that was real or not.
I think he has done a Thanksgiving game, by the way. I
Oh,
think it was him
he
and Big
has.
Sean.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, with Big Sean.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Because
it
they're
was
from
good.
Detroit.
But remember, Jack Harlow's going to go out there and just melt a face or two, dude. Don't worry
I
about
think he
it.
mentions Detroit in his new song, so that's why they picked him.
Drewski might be there, too.
Which we hope.
That'd
and
be
also,
awesome.
Barry said he would do background vocals
Yeah.
if it was needed
Just have
earlier.
him juke the dancer.
What's the song that we're going to hear whenever we go up to Michigan? About welcome. What's that?
Welcome to Detroit.
Why don't you guys just have Eminem perform everything?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that'd be so
Or
good.
just one. We the people.
You think for the Thanksgiving game?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
On Thanksgiving?
That would certainly start a conversation around Thanksgiving tables. I don't think
Yeah.
they're trying to do that.
Oh, they're not trying to start convos? Then what are we doing?
Not those ones, I don't think. I don't think they're trying to do that.
Trying to push society forward here.
Yeah, with sport and unification.
And
I don't know if
conversation.
that rocket would necessarily bring the entire society together.
Oh, my God. You just saying that. They could put a rocket on the stage and you could ride it out of the stadium.
Yeah, well, see, that's why whenever you said what you said, I already had an entire show.
So you think so, too? He should be.
No, because you think about the people at the Thanksgiving tables. It's about bringing people together. Sports are about bringing people together.
Exactly.
I don't know if that particular song is going to bring anybody together.
If that
I think
happens,
it's only
though,
going to separate people more.
if it happens, the performance will bring the people together. Forget the words. Think about
This is
the
art.
performance. Yeah, think about the art that he will display.
What song is Jack Harlow
You're telling me everyone at Thanksgiving dinner isn't going fucking ballistic after they see this?
Yep.
He's got a bottle of Jack on a middle finger with a gun and wings.
Yep.
Great shoes.
His name is Kid.
Come on.
It's Kid Rock. Yeah, that would certainly
Is he going to be the
bring some division and some Thanksgiving meals.
He going to be the game day guest speaker?
I don't know. Actually, to be honest, I kind of stay out of that whole thing.
He's a Michigan man, right?
Eminem. Get Eminem.
I would love that. I'd be honored.
He shot out a tweet, right?
Who, Eminem?
Eminem, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember he and Herbie had a sweet interview years ago.
Yeah, with old buddy, the gambling guy.
Musburger.
Musburger.
Oh yeah,
the gambling guy.
Eminem just did the thing.
Yeah, his eyes were just flying around.
Imagine me sitting on a desk and fucking Eminem's right next to me. It'd be hard for me not to just be like, everybody in this room, huh? Fuck that guy, dude. Yeah.
He wrote all those raps.
Of course. He wrote everything. That dude's one of the biggest brains of all time. And then he releases an album that has 40,000 bars in it. Yeah. Just like, this guy can't rap anymore. It's like, I don't know. I think he can rap.
Yeah.
I think he's not the same as maybe he used to be with song making. Because I don't know if he's with the doctor.
Yeah.
Dre.
He's actually God in Michigan.
Yeah.
He's beginning to feel like he's a rap god. Rap god.
Not to mention Mama Spaghetti taking
So
over.
good.
Yeah.
Have we ever had that? No. Too long of the line.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
They should bring that up on a stage
should.
game day.
That's a good idea.
Mama Spaghetti. That'd be great.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Who is going to be the guest picker up there?
It would be pretty funny if Kid Rock, when you guys were going to pick Ohio State and Michigan, and said he'd just be like, I just got one thing to say. Fuck you, Brandon! And they had to put that down on the little thing because he tends to do that anytime he gets a little, just a little runway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know if Kid
Yeah,
Rock's
might
going to
be-
be the
maybe.
selection for college game.
He might
Maybe
though.
Bob.
He's one of the handful of people that are considering. I heard.
What if they do ask for Bob? Hey, kid, any chance Bob Ritchie could pick games for game
He wears
day?
a tux. Yeah.
Yeah, slicks the hair back. Tuxedo.
Glasses.
Super professional. He never breaks. He's just super professional.
Well, boys, I do believe. I don't know.
He's dialed in. He's dialed into college football so deep. He's mentioning like guys in the 3 deep.
I saw some this guard that they have, he was a swing guard to start the season. I've seen some tweets. Seems like the people in Michigan are real pumped we're going up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen some tweets.
Going to be a scene.
They're excited.
Have Jim Harbaugh do it. He could do it, couldn't he?
What? Do a guest pick?
Good.
Yeah.
No, because I think we're going to be, right? What time's the game?
In the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It's a noon game, so you'll be in the stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but with every noon game that we've ever done in the past, we've gone into the stadium. Harbaugh would have to be before we go into the stadium.
Pre-record.
That would be cool, though.
This is saying Madonna graduated from Michigan.
What?
Okay. Well, Madonna out. That'll bring everybody together
Is
on
she really?
Thanksgiving.
It's not bad.
That'll bring everybody together.
Good get for Michigan.
I don't know if it's true.
Anyways, excited to get up there and experience it. It's a big one. There's a lot on the line. I love how pumped everybody gets about where college game day is going every week. Seems like a real winnable opportunity.
Yeah, for
No
sure.
one's ever unhappy.
Absolutely.
Corvallis would have been bananas.
For sure. Especially if we knew people were just going to be pissing on the stadium, I would have been pounding the Corvallis drum.
That guy's
much harder.
stream was
There was a lot
serious.
there's some serious steam on that.
I've seen people, potentially pee like on a bar when they're leaning at a bar.
Sure.
And they just pee on bar. I've heard about that before.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen that. I've heard about that.
I've been there.
But just to be at an open table, just kind of on the concourse.
Yeah.
Just thinking, I can't see my dick, so because we're at a table.
It had to be
around
splashing
him.
those people.
Well,
Had to be splashing
they
people.
It was raining
care.
so hard. It was raining so hard.
And they didn't care. No one was like, put your dick away. What are you doing? They were kind of just like, oh, nice, that steam.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
I need to warm my hands up.
Yeah, this guy was really doing it. He had a long day there in Corvallis.
You can see where he's
He's just-
almost done, and then
Oh
he keeps
my
going. Too.
goodness.
Just wait.
It
starts to die
it almost
down.
looks fake. The stream is so powerful.
Yeah, the Washington Husky fans, like, there's no way that's.
Tell that poor lady to look up. She's splashing over her feet. I'm
She,
sure.
she didn't have a clue.
Almost.
She had
Can't
no
feel her
idea.
feet.
Nope.
And that guy thinks he's got it all figured out, too. He's like, I mastered it.
I don't understand why people are getting mad at him though.
I kind of get it.
He's pissing all over somebody in the stadium.
I can see why that person would be mad.
I
Guy
just
drank
saw-
24 beers. What do you want him to do?
And he bet on
I'm
The
sorry.
amount of relief he has.
Oh, my
yeah.
God. He thought about pissing inside of that rain suit
Yep.
numerous times.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said, no, I'd be cold. I need to piss on somebody else. And he just did it. Big win by Washington out there.
Huge.
Yeah.
Big win. I see Pete Thamel on TV over there on ESPN.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's presented by Aquaman. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Good movie.
Pete Thamel
See
presented
the
by
next Aquaman?
I don't know. Let me see
Could
what
be.
this says.
Him and Momoa kind of look alike.
I love.
I don't know. I think it was about a suspension. Who knows? A lot of coaches getting fired. Syracuse's coach gone.
Yeah, they were talking Michigan on the bottom bar. It said.
Yeah. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do our picks for tonight. Thank you to everybody that tweeted the overreactions. We love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, people.
And although we don't get to read all of them on here, if you go on X, just scroll through. It's good.
It's so good.
You can get a good feeling of where everybody's at, and we appreciate everybody. I think we're going to get shirts for people that make it on.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like something.
Yeah.
There should be something for it because I feel like those brains deserve a little bit of a thank you
Yeah.
for giving us a little taste of how they're feeling. Yeah. Before we get out of here, Darius J. Butler, how do we do? How do we do against? I felt like I did real bad.
Oh,
good week.
There it is.
Not bad.
I did not do real bad.
Take that all day.
Good.
I did real good. Plus 2.5 Vikings. Hi-yo. Needed that.
Yeah.
Needed that.
Huge.
2-point conversion.
2.5.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, these are rules. Rules is the rules. Shout out to ESPN Bet, by the way. App is much better than anybody could have fathomed on its first week out.
For sure.
Legitimately. Dropping in the middle of football season, not easy. No. I don't know how intelligent, but not easy. Now, I assume they had a lot of stuff they had to figure out before they could drop it, and they did, getting on there. It's been nice.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Very, very, very easy. I think it's only going to get better, too, as people continue to kind of place bet and they can learn people's trends of what they go to, what's a little bit easier to maybe decipher between the two, maybe like a separator. But other than that, it feels like everything's operating cleanly.
They have a search function on there, which a lot of sports books do not have, which is really nice.
Hey, I'd like to gamble on the Ohio State-Michigan game. We'll go right to the search thing, put Ohio State, bang. You got their basketball team, you got their football team, you got everything you potentially want. That's a great addition. That's a great move. Good for them. Anyways, 8-5, 7-6.
Let's go.
That's a surprise of a lifetime. Tonight, 2.5. D-Butt, how do you see it going? What do you like? We do not know if Taylor Swift is going to be in the building.
No.
We have not been told officially one way or the other, so I think you should take that into account. But Joe Buck, Troy Aikman will be on the call. Big deal. Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Super Bowl rematch. Who do you like, Darius?
I'm hearing Jalen Hurts is healthy. No more knee sleeve. I mean, run game is alive. Dallas Goedert's are obviously out. But I'm going Eagles straight up and obviously plus 2.5.
Eagles plus 2.5 is Darius J. Butler. We're being told, we don't know if it's real. We have no idea. But our sources are telling us no Taylor Swift tonight, no parents meet up.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That is what our sources. That is what our sources telling us. And then I guess they have a home game against the Raiders that might potentially be the meet and greet for the families on the holidays, during the holidays.
Oh, okay.
But not happening tonight is what our sources are telling us. I believe our sources are the Schultz Report. Is that who our source is?
Oh, so we're fine.
Schultz Report. With Schultz Report.
No worries then.
I'm also reporting that too.
Yeah.
Gump. See,
What?
it's not what you say.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Gump. It is how you say it. It's how you say it.
I'll try better.
So are you
Harder.
reporting it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, not going to be
Gumpy
there.
also reporting
Okay.
that Taylor Swift will not be there this evening.
Oh, I just got a text. I believe I will be reporting that she will be there. Yeah.
Source
I read
off.
that somewhere. I read that.
Boom. Boom. She will be there. Breaking.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who your source is. Gumpy's source is mocking Schultz. That's who Gumpy's source is.
My source might be doing the same thing as well.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure, though, because this is a credible source.
Schultz is on a come up. Can we call him? Can we FaceTime Schultz real quick? I just need to see his face to see how serious he is.
I just need one of these out of Schultz. He's so bad.
Schultz would be the guy to break this news, by the way. This is his lane. This is his lane.
Yeah, kind of news.
This is
not
his
really.
lane.
Yeah.
This is the Schultz Report's lane. Holy shit, what a moment for Jordan Schultz.
I know.
What? Everybody
Whoa,
relax.
whoa, what's that?
Everybody needs to relax.
Let's hope he hasn't had a glass of milk today.
Who?
Schulte.
Oh, Gump. Everything you're saying
What's that
today.
even mean?
What's that mean?
I think so.
Talk to Bernie Kosar. Bernie was hanging out with Taylor a couple weeks back.
I saw him in that suite.
He probably knows.
I don't know if he's still texting with Taylor Swift, but there's a chance.
Did Schultz not pick up?
No, he's definitely picking up.
He's the guy for what now?
He's
Bleacher
reporting.
Report?
Bleacher Report, yeah.
Whatever you need.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's like the head.
He broke
head
Ladies and
guy.
gentlemen, joining us now is insider for Bleacher Report. He knows everything about everything, potentially.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Schultz Report, Jordan Schultz.
Hey, boy, Schultz.
Schultz, hey, you look awesome. You look awesome.
I got to tell you, this is an incredible treat for me. I'm driving down here in Kansas City. I'm going to go to a museum, get culture, and then go to the game tonight. So when Zito calls, I answer. But I got to tell you, this is special. Even for me, this is special.
Well, I love that. As a man who's experienced a lot of special things literally since birth with your connections in life, we understand. Normally calling from a cabin in the woods on 1,000 acres in the mountains, or in a penthouse in New York City, which is one of 3 of them, or a house out there in Seattle that is beautiful with the views. Today we get you in the back of an Uber, seemingly, on your way to get cultured at a museum. Let's chat about getting cultured. Taylor Swift, gonna be there tonight or not, Schultze?
The last I was told was no, that she had to move her show and that she wasn't going to come, and that they were thinking about, I think it was the Raiders game by Christmas for the Parents Connect. But that was earlier today. She was in South America, right? She's been in South America, Argentina, Brazil. And, Travis was obviously there on his off week, which was awesome. But the last I heard was that she was not going to be there tonight because she had to move her show around.
All right, we appreciate you. Have a great day over there.
That's it? Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man, I wanted to talk about JMU and AJ looking handsome. I'm sitting here with my wife as well. She's laughing her ass off.
Mrs. Schultz report. Hey, how you doing?
Jordan.
Mrs. Schultz report.
What museum?
Hi, how are you doing? Are you guys going to go enjoy Kansas City?
We're going to the Atkins Museum.
The who?
Nelson Atkins Museum.
Oh, it's great.
Nelson?
Yeah.
You're going to love that.
It's a great spot.
You should stop by with Cheetah a little bit later.
How far is it from here?
All right,
Okay, well, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you calling.
You too.
Have a great week.
Thank you. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Schultz.
Love you,
Schultz.
Schultz.
All right, does that change anything for you, AJ, now that Schultz Report has, what are you laughing about?
Changes a lot.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I should have done this earlier. If you just go to her website, it does say that she has a concert tonight in Brazil, so it might be tough to get to.
Makes it tough.
But is that right
What
now? 'Cause
time
the
change, though? Yeah. What's the time change?
We're pretty much in the same.
Is Brazil? Are we really?
Yeah, because longitude is this way, right?
Yep.
Everybody talks latitude because of the equator and everything.
Yeah, latitude, fatitude.
Yeah, bingo. Boom. Longitude, dongs,
Length.
hanging.
Yeah, length. Bingo.
Yeah, hanging this way.
Longitude, longitude.
Longitude. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Are we in a similar?
Trick to remember.
They're 2 hours ahead of us. It's 5:32 there.
Okay.
That's it.
2 hours. What
So
time
she
zone
could do
is
it.
that?
They're in like the middle of the Atlantic where we are.
It's the UTC.
Well, Argentina's not.
UTC?
Argentina's not exactly Brazil.
Yeah, similar though. I think similar. Similar areas. Yeah. Thanks for figuring that out. You should see how it started. AR, BR.
Sure.
Started that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
South America, do the whole thing.
Same thing.
You could have a body double there too.
Bingo.
Oh,
Hologram.
3 hours.
they're not going to
Taylor
be okay
Swift
with
concert?
Might be two.
She
of them.
loves
hot over there.
She loves Travis.
very hot.
This is a big game.
She might have a clone.
I hope everybody stays safe at her concerts. It's not her fault, by the way. We'd like to let everybody know that terrible what happened, but also you're at a concert. You know?
Yeah, hydrate.
Swivel.
Hydrate.
Please.
Especially whenever you're singing every single song word for word.
Yeah, if you know you're going to go there and be a full-blown Swiftie, you know you need water.
We are very much on Team Taylor Swift is a dog. Does that change anything for you tonight, knowing that she's going to be in Brazil instead, where they put her cardigan on the Jesus down there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest cardigan on the biggest Jesus of all time down there in Brazil to welcome her to town. Does that change anything, knowing she's not going to be in the home of the Chiefs?
I've gone back and forth with this one a little bit. I was on Philly early, and now I'm on the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs -2.5 at home.
I'm going on Chiefs as well, even though I don't like it. There's no Swifts in the building other than DeAndre.
There do I.
I'll take the Eagles, I guess.
You know, I could see how the Philadelphia Eagles could actually pull this thing off.
Yeah.
I'll text you late. I'll text you before kickoff my pick.
No, this is the final.
Yeah, it has
This
to
is
be
it.
now.
Right now.
All right, give me the Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs.
All right, AJ's got. He has been waffling a little bit.
Yeah, he's been flip-flopping for weeks.
That's crazy. All right, so you're on the Chiefs. You're on the
Eagles.
Perfect. I'm on the Chiefs as well. Let's go ahead and move to tomorrow.
Nice.
We will have a nice Aaron Rodgers Tuesday tomorrow where we will chit-chat with the man who a lot of people are wondering, is it even worth coming back for this Jets team? I assume he's going to say yes.
Yep.
I assume he's going to say yes. I'm excited for that. AJ, you're the man, pal. Great work today. D-Butt, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Boys, great work. Dirty, welcome back.
Welcome back, Dirty.
Big shout out to Barry Sanders and Adam Schefter. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.